Stadium in Hampton, Virginia. It's Friday night football here in Hampton. Tonight, a great game between the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins. This is Frank Edgar coming to you from the stadium along with my partner, Wube Gabre. Wube, it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. It's a rivalry, Frank. Bethel and Hampton to go back for some time now. So hopefully tonight we'll match from previous games that we've seen with Hampton and Bethel. It should be a good one.
They've been longtime rivals. Hampton coach Mike Smith in his 47th season leads the Crabbers again. Looking good, coming in with a 3-0 record, going against the Bruins 2-2, but they've won their last two. What do you think?
Yeah, you don't really know much about these teams. As we talked about, off camera, a lot of these teams have lost a lot of key players. So, Bethel is somewhat new. A lot of their players are new, didn't play last year. The quarterback had an ACL injury. They have a player in Reese Toussaint who's coming off sitting out last year. And Hampton, they lost Dazzling Daz Newsome, so they're going to have to try to replace him. And Mike Smith said already in the preseason that they don't replace Daz Newsome. They have a player by committee thing going on. So we'll see. I mean, it's Mike Smith. It's Mike Smith coach team, so they're going to come out ready.
Well, the system in Hampton's worked for him for a long time. He comes in tonight tied for third place in the most wins by a high school head coach. It's impressive. If he wins tonight, he moves into third place by himself.
That's
so
right.
Quite an honor.
That's right. I mean, that's an honor itself. I mean, to know Mike Smith, and he's been 47 years at Hampton, I mean, that speaks for itself.
Well, he's done a great job. Of course, he's faced the Bethel Bruins many, many times over the years in some really tight games. This, an early season contest, used to be worth a lot more when not everybody got in the playoffs like the new system. But still a very important game, and very important to Coach William Beverly and his Bethel Bruins.
Well, Beverly's a Bethel graduate, so he knows the culture, he knows the system. He's trying to bring the Coach Kai's atmosphere back to Bethel. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but he's trying to do what he can. And they're 2-2 two games that they probably should have won, according to Coach Beverly. But they're 2-2, and this is a big test for them against Hampton tonight.
Well, it's an early season game. This is September 22nd, so we're in the first few weeks of school. Bethel's off to a 2-2 start, but again, they've won the last two. Now, both teams have played only one team in common so far, the Warwick Raiders, which are a good program. They're a little rough this year, but it still has some key players. And the Crabbers had no trouble with them. The Bruins got a good win on a couple of interceptions for touchdowns.
Yeah, they beat Warwick 21-14 on a blocked punt and an interception, like you said, for a touchdown. Hampton beat Warwick 28-0. It was a close game early. So, I mean, it's always tough to gauge a team playing somebody else when they're playing. But, that's the only common opponent they have. So, we'll see.
Well, the good news for you and me, we have uniforms where the numbers are readable tonight. The Crabbers in there traveling white with the red numerals. The Bruins were beginning to look more like the University of Oregon with a different jersey every night. Tonight, the black jerseys with the gold helmets and the gold numerals. Good matchup here. The temperature has dropped about 5 degrees, 10 degrees since the sun went behind the trees. It's a very pleasant night for football. Hope all the fans can get out here. It's a little bit of a late arriving crowd tonight, but it should be a good contest and worth the trip down to Darling Stadium on what is a glorious late summer evening.
Yeah, compared to the weather we've gotten the last couple of weeks, this is definitely some good weather, some good football weather.
Got some veteran officials tonight. The referee Bill Dozier and umpire Calvin Hill. And you hope you get to see the rest there. Scott Davis, I know, is one of the back judges. It's, again, a veteran crew. These teams benefit from having the good officials we have in the Peninsula District, and they I think, some of the best in the state. So it's good to have all those guys back with us. Teams now getting ready to play this game. I'm excited about getting started this year on LSC. We got some good games coming up. We're going to be on the air, I think, once a week for the next few weeks.
That's
so join us on Friday nights. I think we have one Saturday as well. So I hope the fans come out and support us here in the stadium and then watch us during the week. We enjoy having people here. There's a good crowd on the Bethel side.
Well, Hampton, Phoebus, and Bethel all made the playoffs last year. Kickoff the only team in the Hampton system that didn't make the playoffs. So, 3 out of the 4 teams are in the playoffs. Hopefully this year all 4 can get in. And Kickoff took a tough loss last night.
They did take a tough loss. And Greg Coley's he's got a challenge this year. He's got a little bit of an enigma over there. He's won a couple of games and lost a couple of games not well.
Yeah.
So he's really struggling to see which team he's got. And then the Phoebus Phantoms undefeated, looking good.
Yeah, looking good.
As always, good program down there. Crabber captain out, meeting with the Bruin captains. Cam Stevenson, the quarterback for the Hampton Crabbers, out. Coach Mike Smith thinks the world of Cameron Stevenson, and it's his second year in the starting role this early in the season. Last year he started early, replaced early on by an upperclassman, and then came back and had a tremendous playoff game. Suffered an injury, they had to get him out of that, but he really made one beautiful throw that brought the Crabbers back in it, and again, an exciting athlete to watch. You mentioned a few of the Bruins that we keep an eye on. What are you excied to watch tonight? This is the first time we've seen Bethel live.
Reese Toussaint, who did not play last year, he had academics. He sat out for academics, but Reese Toussaint is a player we need to watch for Bethel. Dynamic player, sort of a Daz Newsome type, all over the field. Doesn't really have a position. They just call him an athlete. And Keyshawn Storm is a running back who played last year. Didn't play as much, more of a limited role, but this year he's a starter. So, you know, again, Bethel, they have a lot of seniors, but a lot of them didn't get much playing time until this year. So we'll see. That's why they're somewhat inexperienced.
Well, the one thing that Coach Beverly is pleased with is the play of his quarterback, Kendall Hunt. And he's been a real good one, 6'1" senior, wearing numeral 5. But the guy you mentioned, Reese Toussaint, wearing number 1. So 2 number 1s to watch, one on each team, wearing what we call affectionately the old Ronald Curry number. It's quite an honor in Hampton High to wear the number 1. Bethel is the same way, and then we see Toussaint leading his crew out on the field now for the kickoff.
And Hunt suffered an ACL injury last year. That's why he wasn't able to play. So this is his first year of varsity experience.
So the Crabbers coming off an overtime victory over the Heritage Hurricanes, 28-26. And the Bruins coming off a tough win over the Warwick Raiders, 21-14. So they should be sharper, certainly, after a good week of coaching. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crabbers seem to be still gathering on the field here. And Bethel Bruins ready to go. Clock set at 12. And we got some discussion down there about what's going on. Coach Danny Mitchell, longtime assistant coach with Mike Smith. Played for Mike, came back, coached for Mike. I believe in 77 or 78 he became the assistant football coach and the head baseball coach. Does a great job.
So a little discussion on the Hampton side. I don't think Mike Smith's too happy with his squad.
Yeah,
we'll see what's going on.
Well, both these teams, I'm sure, are anxious to get going. It's been a pleasant week weather-wise here in Hampton. We are fortunate we have dodged a few of the storms that have hit the rest of our country, certainly keeping our folks in mind. We have a young man from Hampton High School, Matt Johnson, lives in St. Croix.
Okay.
He and his sailboat survived the first one and then took a direct blow from this latest one, and hopefully Matthew is doing well. I'm told he's doing well. I'm not sure how his sailboat did. So tough week but for the people in St. Croix, but hope they can catch a little ball game here on LSC. Well, the Crabbers decide they're going to get off the field now and get ready and send 11 out for the kickoff. There's a question about the time of the start. And according to the officials, that is now. So they're going to get ready.
So, Frank, first game of the season. We had a great season last year. This is our first game. What a game to start our season on the
Well, it's been one.
front.
I want to thank you for the new banners, by the way, Wube. Wube has been getting our booth ready and thrilled to be up here. We have the great Jim Schaffner over here on the loudspeaker at Darling Stadium. If you live close by, you know Jim every Friday and Saturday night. Yeah,
well, Matt Hauser, I want to thank him. He's the graphics expert that got this done for us. So
it's just wonderful, and so we're pleased to have all our crew
surrounded by LSC. That's great.
Well, here come the Crabbers. So the 3-0 Hampton Crabbers come on the field facing the 2-2 Bethel Bruins in an annual matchup that has produced a lot of excitement over the years. I think we were saying earlier, Wube, that the Crabbers and the Bruins won the AAA state football champion 4 years in a row, 2 apiece, wasn't it? 74, 75, 76, and 77?
I think you're right. Yep. Bethel 76 and 74.
And in Hampton 75,
77, that's right.
And so you imagine what the district game was in that year.
Oh, my goodness. Well, remember Coach Beverly talked about them losing 10-0. Husted with a field goal and an extra point.
Benny Kavoda is going to do the kicking for the Crabbers. Numeral 99 on his back. Here he comes. And we're underway.
It's a good kick by Kavoda, and it's that's number 32
Yeah, and I think
is that Jonathan Saunders? I couldn't see the numbers. Jonathan Saunders on the return.
Ball came loose there right at the very end, it looked like, but he was able to fall on it. So 1st and 10 for the Bruins.
So we get a good look at the Hampton offense, Frank, for the first time this year, led by Kendall Hunt. Again, he suffered an ACL injury last year, so this is his first year at varsity.
Yep. And look for Kashawn Storm, wearing numeral 4. Sean 5'11", very quick, good running back. And they've got a bigger line than they usually do. We saw the line called out when we were on visit with Coach Beverly. Here they go.
So Hunt's in the shotgun, more that that spread offense that a lot of teams are running now. Toussaint in motion. This time he gives it to Toussaint on a sweep. A little bit of blocking. He has some room, but he gets knocked out of bounds. Hard hit.
Well, the good block down there by the Bruins number 4, Kashawn Storm, to open up that last 5 yards. That was a real good block to free his fellow back up.
We talked about Toussaint, and he got the ball in the first play, Frank. He's the guy they want to get the ball to.
Well, he's a lot, I think a lot like Jeremiah Owusu was last year, a guy that may not be a natural running back, but you want to get him the ball a lot.
6 on the play, 2nd and 4.
So that first run was a 6-yard run by Toussaint. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 for Hampton on the 31.
Now Bethel and Coach Beverly very excited. If he can get Hunt, Storm, and Toussaint going here early, he wants to get a lead against these Crabbers.
Shotgun again for Hunt. This time he goes to Storm on a run, but he's tackled.
And he tackled, smashed the ground by Tyreek Coleman, 6'2" senior, number 77.
And Coleman just coming back from an injury. When we went to practice, Frank, he wasn't able to practice and play last week. So good to have him back for the Crabbers.
We'll see that arm moves.
Yeah.
Again, tough kid, nice young man. We got a chance to talk to him as we were waiting for Coach Mike Smith.
So it's 3rd and 4, no gain on the play. 11-17 first quarter. Beautiful night here at Darling Stadium. Hunt, shotgun. Looks to pass, is pressured, and he's going to be sacked.
It's a one-handed tackle out there by the Crabbers, number 53, Orlando Robinson, 6'1", 186-pound defensive end, just a junior.
Yeah.
So no room there for Hunt, no time to throw, and the Bruins to punt.
So not a good possession for Hampton on their first offensive try.
Well, they got a good block on that, but they didn't have that extra block going up the middle against that tough Crabber defense. Crabber's trying to decide who's going to go back. It's going to be Stevenson himself to catch the punt.
Left-handed kick. Decent kick. Stevenson, no fair catch. He's going to take it. He slips out of one tackle, goes far side, good block, and now he's tackled after about a 5-yard gain.
Well, good block by Wanye Majet by the Crabbers. Went for naught, though, so offense comes out. Stevenson's going to stay right where he was planted there by the Bruin tackler. 1st and 10 for the Crabbers from their own 46.
So Stevenson, he's the man this year, Frank. Split time last year. All 5, 6 of them.
Right. So 5'9" now. Listed 5'9". But he's very mobile, and he's got a great running back with him.
That's Highsmith, and he splits out.
Elijah Highsmith wearing number 15. He scored the 2-point conversion of the night to win the game against Heritage.
Yep. So Hampton running the same offense. This time it's a quarterback keep. Stevenson gets some good room, and he gets about a 9-yard gain, tackled by number 7. That's Marcus King.
The block by Coleman was terrific. He trapped his man and then opened up the door, and Stevenson waited for the door to open. Perfect. A block there to allow his runner to pick up those 8 yards.
And again, Frank, we talked about this last year. They've been running that play since the 80s. With that quarterback
since
draw.
1971, I
exactly.
think. Well,
so that's nothing new. You just got to stop it. And they couldn't. Got an 8-yard gain on that by Stevenson.
So the center, Julian Martin, centers over the ball.
Cam again, same play, same side. And he goes on the near side. Good run. It's a first down. Tackle made by Suton Williams for Bethel.
That time the block by Highsmith, Elijah Highsmith, that freed him up. That's a terrific block. Crabbers look sharp on these inside running plays.
No, nothing fancy. Just right up the. Looks like it's almost like an off tackle.
Coach Beverly said he wanted his Bruins offensively to play a little quicker. I think quicker than they showed in that first series.
Yeah.
The Crabbers playing about the same pace here, and that suits Cam Stevenson and his group fine.
Like a little bunch formation here, Frank.
Watch the pass here. Nope.
This time it goes to Highsmith up the middle. Haven't seen Hampton run that before.
Well, he rolled over the back of somebody and picked up 3 yards. Tackled by the right side of the defensive line. At the bottom of the pile there is that Terrell Pierce.
And that's the guy who blocked the punt.
Yeah, that's a great play.
Last week for Bethel. So he picked up 3 yards, 2nd and 7 on the Bethel 30.
He ran that punt back 31 for that touchdown. That was a big, the difference in that ball game. It was a close ball game.
Only about a minute left, so he sealed it with that. Stevenson, shotgun, same run, right up the middle.
Smith in front of him.
And he gets close to a first down.
Oh, I think he's got it. Good tackle out there by the Bruins, number 30, Tyler Brewington Parker. I think Tiso Blizzard gets credit as well.
So, I mean, they've run, out of the 4 plays, they've run 3 the same and same results.
Well, we talked to Coach Smith, and he mentioned that he puts in so many plays at a time, and so I think we'll see a lot of that play tonight. Of course, if you pick up 7 or 8 yards with a play, you should run it every time.
So they stop you. Why not? So 1st and 10 on the 22. Stevenson, this time he goes far side. Same hole, different side, and he slides.
Well, that time the center, Martin, with a great block, and in the trap that drew Jonathan Saunders right upfield, and Stevenson went right behind him. So good thinking by Cam Stevenson.
So he picked up 7, another 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3rd from the 22 now.
Well, this offensive line of
actually from the 15, I'm sorry.
Of Hampton, Tariq Coleman, Amir Folks, Julian Martin, Shedrick Kemp Copeland, and Orlando Robinson. Tough group of men up there in the front for the Crabbers.
And they replaced that whole line from last year that graduated.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about how many players they sent to college football.
Stevenson in the shotgun, Highsmith in motion. Going to run the quarterback keeper again. Another good gain as he gets a first down.
Now once again, the tackle made by Terrell Price. Price, 6-foot junior. Pierce, I'm reading that wrong.
So nothing fancy here, Frank, on this first drive for Hampton.
Nothing much different.
Left, right, middle.
Crabber left, Crabber right, Crabber up the middle, Here comes the play in Coach Mike Smith.
So it's 1st and goal from the 10.
About as far out as you can be 1st and goal here. But Stevenson looks it over.
Highsmith gets it. No, Stevenson keeps it. Fooled me. He's going to get in for the touchdown.
Well, he fooled you and all the Bethel linemen too, because that was a great fake. So Stevenson comes up with the first touchdown for the Crabbers. They move ahead 6-0. A 10-yard run.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the Crabbers, who went for 2 last week in overtime. Heritage had scored a touchdown, missed their extra point.
Yeah, they're going
they
for it
went
again.
for 2.
They're going for 2.
And they're going to do it here. Well, they're a lot closer than they were at the 10. Let's see what they can do.
I wouldn't be surprised to run the same play. No, they go to Highsmith, and he's going to get stopped. 2-point conversion is no good.
Yeah, that's number 32, Jonathan Saunders, who played a big role last week for the Bethel Bruins over the Warwick Raiders. That time, Mets Highsmith right at the line, nothing doing. So 6-0 Hampton here with 7:05 to go in the first quarter. On a glorious, absolutely stunning summer night, late summer night here in Hampton.
Great night.
Crowd's starting to fill in a little bit. It's something we have our special halftime guest tonight. We're going to talk about to school board chairman Jason Samuels, talking a little bit about how we can get more kids in seats. I know that Kickoff has done a pretty good job of starting to attract kids and I know Hampton brought a couple of busloads of entering freshmen.
The summer bridge program.
That's how you do it. Get them here, and because this is where the summer night can start for a kid, and you have some fun here. And
Yeah, I heard about that. I think all the schools were trying to bring their freshmen into the stadium since all the games start before school starts now anyway. So.
Well, you and I will have to talk to Chairman Samuels a little bit about whether they should be offering that free admission.
And then the kick, little swift kick.
Kavoda.
And it's going to be Toussaint who gets it. He has going to probably bring that back. It's going to be a flag. It might be a block in the back. I'm not sure, but it was a flag at the 22.
Tyrone Newton on that. Excuse me, not Tyrone Newton. Terry Johnson James with the tackle.
Let's see what the call is here on the.
Two number 20s on the roster. One is Johnson James, the other Daquan Battle. Jim Schaffner went with Battle, so we'll use that.
A Battle starting linebacker from Mike Smith. Mike Smith really likes him. 5'8" junior. Says he plays a lot bigger than his size.
Good eye on the flag there. It's going to be against the Bruins.
And again, Toussaint had a chance to make a play, and they get taken back by a penalty.
Lateral movement, and he's so quick coming across the field like that. Crabber's defense over the years has adjusted to the pass-friendly or pass-heavy offenses.
Yeah.
Now with 4 down linemen in this particular set, as soon as I say it, 3.
Yeah, this time Hunt's under center. Like Storm with it. Good run by Storm. He's zigzagging through the Hampton defense. Picks up about 5.
Yeah, that time Crabber's number 8. John Gaskins, 6'3" senior.
Johnny had a great year last year as a junior.
Or as Coach Smith refers to him, he's Bones 1.
Bones 1 and Bones 2. And Bellamy's Bones 2.
Number 8. Bellamy wearing number 10, he's Bones 2. They're about the same physical size.
I take that back. It was an 8-yard gain by Storm, and this time he's going to push ahead for the first down.
No, they didn't give it to him. He was down before he flipped the ball over his head, so it's going to be short. Oh, did they get it?
Yeah, they gave it to him on a reach.
Oh, it's a good play. I watched the official there. I thought he had put him down back another yard. So first down Bruins, they're first.
So, pretty good drive so far for Bethel. This time Hunt back under center. Back to Storm. This time it's far side. Storm has a couple blocks, and he almost slips out of a tackle, but Majette brings him down, and a late flag comes out. That might be a hold.
You know, we've covered Hampton Crabbers now for a number of years, and Majette, Bellamy, and Gaskins, 3 young men that when they were freshmen, they were contributing on this team, and special teams, and they'd come in and run some pass routes. Now they're the mainstays. Another penalty against the Bruins.
We've been calling Majette's name for a while. You're right. So another holding penalty, Frank, on Bethel. So again, we talked about how inexperienced they are. You know, with seniors on the roster, just not getting that much of game experience. So this is really their first. A lot of these guys, a lot of the seniors, first year on the varsity level.
Well, and you're trying to control a very good defensive line.
Yeah,
like the Crabbers have. 4 down linemen now for the Crabbers.
This time Hunt goes in the shotgun. It's 1st and 18 from the 16. Hunt back to Storm on the draw. And he's going to try to pick up some yardage, but there's that line you talked about, Frank.
Majette slowed him down, and the line caught up with him. Keyshawn Storm, a big contributor to the Bruins' success the last couple of weeks. They got to have him this season.
He's been their guy on offense.
Storm 5'11", senior. Senior heavy in the skill positions for the Bruins.
Just not much experience. I mean, we got Marcus King, who's also a senior who didn't play much last year. So another, actually a fake. This time Hunt keeps it, and Hampton's not fooled at all.
No, Coleman stood his ground and I think surprised Hunt a little bit. So 3rd down and about 14 for the Bruins. We had a nice visit with Coach William Beverly, the Bethel Bruins, and both coaches so generous with their time. I think you and I we got to spend over an hour with each coach.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And,
great conversations, just friendly conversations about football, about life, about school. I'm always impressed with these coaches because they are much more than just the X's and O's designers.
Well, we talked to Coach Beverly about, again, he was the principal at Phoebus for 3 years, and his dream job was to be a head football coach. So what does he do? He comes back to his alma mater and he takes over the football program. And it took a massive pay cut, but he told us, Frank, do what you love and have fun with it, and that's what he's doing.
Well, you and I both we share a little bit of what Coach Beverly believes in, which is the role of the athletic coaches
That's right.
in the lives of these young men and women, and the guidance they can provide, and you get good guidance from both of these staffs, all their staff.
Well, yeah,
And Beverly is doing a fine job over there at Bethel. Home of academic excellence, as Principal Ralph Saunders would tell me to say. That's how he answers the phone, right?
The home.
Yeah.
Of academic excellence. But yeah, Coach Beverly, he told us, he probably can reach the kids quicker and easier being a head coach than he could as a principal. So it's good to see him back at his alma mater and trying to put the Bethel program back on the map.
Yeah, so.
As Hunt back in the shotgun, he's going to go to throw. He's going to try to get Toussaint, double, triple coverage, and he almost makes the catch, and he's intercepted, and it's going to be picked off.
What a play by Hampton's number 2, Javon Rodriguez.
And he's actually the Bethel transfer, so he gets an interception against his former teammate.
Well, he had it read the whole way. I don't think there was any surprise where that throw was going. And it may be a little bit underthrown, especially with the coverage that Rodriguez was providing. Javon Rodriguez, 5'10", 176-pounder. He's a senior. So Rodriguez comes up with the first turnover of the ball game, picking off the pass from Kendall Hunt.
Yeah, it was based. They have 3 guys on Toussaint. They know where Bethel's going to try to go with the ball. So they triple teamed him, and Rodriguez was there to make the interception. Again, he's a Bethel transfer. It's always good, I guess, to come back and bite your former team. Even though we're not going to get into the transfer rule here, but he's his senior. So
let's see if the Crabbers are going to use anything other than the run.
Well,
behind their big line.
Why wouldn't they? Stevenson's been eating him up on the run, and this time he's going to go to Highsmith. Elijah Highsmith with a good gain, about 6 yards on that run.
Well, see that if you watch the block there by Shedrick Kemp Copeland, that was a really nice block. They're blocking out the defensive ends of the Bruins and just running right behind the block, and they've done that to the left and to the right. That time the Bruin linebackers and defensive backs came up and held him to about a 6-yard gain, but a real good design or well-designed play.
And Hampton, they don't have, if like you said, Frank, if they're getting 6-7 yards a gain, per carry, why throw?
Why
put any pressure on throwing?
I'd like to see him just throw it so he could see how well he does throw a ball.
Or just fool him. And this time Stevenson with a fake. Stevenson keeps it, and he gets hammered. Look at that guy, still on his feet. Took a big hit.
That's Reese Toussaint with the hit. Stevenson still didn't go down. That's the only risk of running the ball with your quarterback. But good run for the first down, a good fake on the line. Stevenson is not the tallest quarterback in the district, but he's got great knowledge on the field, good eyesight, he can find the hole and get behind his blockers and go. But I would like to see him pass a couple times because he throws a really good ball.
A really good ball. So it's first down on the 35 of Bethel. Stevenson, this time goes back to Highsmith, but Bethel's defensive line is there for a loss of 2.
I think they figured that one out. That was number 62 for the defense, Darrell Taylor.
6'4" junior.
Yeah, a little fella out there. They go all 6-footers up on the front line, 6'1", 6'1", 6 foot, and 6'4". Good-looking group of young men. We saw them over at the practice.
Yeah. But this is the time they have to step up on defense. If they can stop a drive here to maybe push the momentum back to their side. But right now it's 2nd and 11. Hampton's up 6-0. A little pitch. This time it's to Rodriguez. Rodriguez with a spin move, but he's tackled.
Well, that time Bethel's Jonathan Saunders could only do his job, which is make that quarterback pitch it.
Right.
And he could see it. He knew what was going to happen, but he had to do his job, and the Crabbers pick up 8 yards on that carry.
Yeah, it was Tyrone Newton on the tackle, 5'9" junior for Bethel. Linebacker. So it's going to be 3rd and 3, Frank, from the 34 from the, where are they at here?
At the
28-yard line.
Yep. We're waiting for Zion Chapman to make his debut. We're waiting. A young man played a lot of basketball in the district, playing football for only I think first time on the varsity for the Crabbers.
Good-looking basketball prospect. Stevenson, can he get there? No, he stopped.
That's a great play by the defender, number 30. That's Tyra Brewington Parker.
6'1" sophomore. Coach is really high on that kid.
Well, that time he's reading the run, holding his block long enough, and then coming around and getting rid of his blocker and making the tackle.
It's like Hampton's going to go for it, or at least attempt to. Let's see what they do here.
Big number 56 comes in for the
Jackson
Bruins.
Griffith. 4th and 3. Cam with a pitch. Highsmith. It's going to be a flag. I don't know what the flag was. Maybe a legal motion. We'll see. Or a hold. I
didn't think it was a hold. I thought maybe the forward pass, something wrong with that. But with all the different shovel passes and all that, it was called right on the line. Flag's thrown back on the 34.
Sideline warning.
Oh, my goodness.
On Bethel. So the play stands. It's going to be a first down Hampton.
I'm all for the official just turning around and going, hey, back them up. And maybe he's already tried that. So 1st and 10 from the 18. Stevenson running the show.
Has not thrown one pass. Stevenson shotgun goes back to Highsmith. He goes up the middle, but I thought he was brought down. He's still on his feet.
I'm going to say that last play was probably considered a pass. It went forward.
It looked like it surely did.
Highsmith bringing it up about 6 yards. Crabber front line doing his job. Tariq Coleman, Amir Folks, Julian Martin, Shedrick Kemp Copeland, and Orlando Robinson just pushing their way down the field against their counterparts on the Bruin line.
So 6-0 Hampton. They're on the 12-yard line. 2nd and 10 as the first quarter winds down. Goes back to actually Stevenson keeps. This is how he scored the touchdown. And he's not going to get around the corner. Toussaint and Storm bring him down.
Well, you can see the speed there of all those young men coming out this way. Toussaint and Storm chasing Stevenson. Stevenson still picks up a few yards on that run. 3rd and 2? A long 2?
And this is probably going to be the last play of the first quarter.
3rd and 1.
So the ball will be brought down the other end of the field. We're at the west end here. Jim Schaffner says near the park. And the Crabbers are going to let the clock run out. 6-0 after the first quarter.
Quarter clock run out.
Pretty good ball game so far, certainly from the Crabbers. They got to be pleased with the running game.
Absolutely. Stevenson is just gaining so many yards on the run on that quarterback keeper, quarterback dive, quarterback draw, whatever they run, he's getting the yardage. So and Highsmith is doing the same as Stevenson. So I mean, Hampton's doing their job on offense. Great defense so far. Bethel had a nice drive on their second possession, but that interception stalled it.
Probably need to go to shorter passes, try to speed it up. As Coach Beverly said he wants to do, speed it up. And I think you'll see him go faster in the second quarter. That's a good shot of the Bruins.
Yeah, they have the personnel to do that with Toussaint and King and Storm. But the Hampton defense tightened up as well on the defensive line. We talked about the defensive line earlier, Frank, with all the guys going to college. Justin Red, of course, Daz Newsom wasn't on the line, but he's at North Carolina. Justin Red's at Norfolk State.
Well, the fans will know that, the 2 players last year, one, Daz Newsom from the Hampton Crabbers, now at North Carolina, and the other, Jeremiah Wusu from Bethel High School, now at Notre Dame. And I believe he is He's going
to redshirt this year at Notre Dame.
Which means he's going to be because he's a youngster. I know he
won't turn 18 until November.
Right.
So he's still going to be a young man.
So he'll get a graduate year out of knowing the Owusu family. He'll be in graduate school when he plays his senior year at Notre Dame.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be glad to have him for the next 4 years. Daz Newsom already making the otherwise disappointed fans in Chapel Hill happy. Had a 53-yard catch for his first touch of the ball in this year.
It's a run by Highsmith, and he's going to get close to the end zone. He's tackled it maybe at the 1.
Highsmith camouflaged behind his own players and just keeps his legs churning and broke out to the right side. Brings it down to almost to the goal line.
Yeah, speaking of Dash Newsom, he came home last weekend to play Old Dominion with a 53-23 win.
Didn't touch the ball.
He had one carry for 11 yards. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they don't give him a lot of carries for 11 yards. The kid is fast as lightning.
Yeah, he is.
Here the Crabbers at the goal line. Cam Stevenson under center.
It was 1st and goal from the 1.
He's going to follow Martin right in, I would think.
And he does.
He
that.
does.
And
I think all the Crabbers have scored except for number 15. He didn't get across, but that's
it's a touchdown, Hampton.
Yeah. Good play by the Crabbers. Just power football. Goes straight ahead. Martin, a large human being at the center. Listed 5'11", looks much bigger than that. So touchdown Hampton, another rushing touchdown.
Well, Hampton making it look easy, Frank.
Well, they're getting the running game going. So 1-yard touchdown run by Cam Stevenson, his 2nd of the ball game.
And they're going to go for 2 again. I guess they don't like their chances.
They're hesitant with the kicker.
Benny Kavoda. But they'll go for 2. The first time they tried it, it wasn't successful. Now this time they go Stevenson again with the keeper, and he's going to get in for the 2. It's 14-0 now, Hampton.
Stevenson not only got in, I don't think he was touched. A couple of Bethel Bruins collided, and one still down.
That's Tyra Brewington.
That was quite a player. They're going to come out and take a look at him. Now, this is one of those nights where you may have some cramps. You may have some heat-related slowdowns by the players.
Bethel they have to just get a nice drive going on this next possession. They move the ball pretty well the first couple times, but they can't put them. Holding penalties is what's really putting them in a tough situation.
Certainly hadn't helped.
Yeah.
Coach Beverly going to go out and see how his player is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe a little cramp.
We always hope it's something, but Tyra Brewington Parker, a big part of that.
He's only a sophomore
defense.
Frank. Look at the size of him as a sophomore. So.
Well, while we're watching him come off the field, you were mentioning some players. The kicker for Hampton High last year, Jesus Valenzuela, now at Virginia State.
Full scholarship.
Went from the soccer field to the football field,
Yeah.
so he's now getting his scholarship money kicking on the gridiron. That was a good find for Coach Smith, and we've watched Kavoda kick off. This is his 3rd kickoff.
And Bethel has one of their school's best soccer player, and Ethan Larson. He's going to probably play soccer at CNU, from what I was told.
Very good. From the 18.
So that's Jaquan Pisner, as he's dragged down.
Drag, thrown. Yeah, that's Hampton's number 55. Nadeem Bagley. Nadeem Bagley, 6'1", 217, so he doesn't miss a lot of meals.
No, not many.
He's a junior, so both programs with lots of underclassmen.
Yeah, the future's bright for both of these programs.
Well, that's why, Smith and Beverly will say they're in rebuilding years, and all the other coaches roll their eyes.
Yeah, you're in rebuilding year at 4-0, huh? Or 3-0. So we got Hunt again is in the shotgun. They're at the 25, down 14-0 early in the 2nd quarter. Hunt to Storm, trying to get away, but he cannot. As Majette and his fellow Crabbers are there to bring him down.
Well, Coach Beverly's going to dance for the one that brung him for a while and try to get this running game established. If he can't, you may see a lot more passing from Hunt. He's been pleased with Hunt's arm.
And number 44, Samari Smith.
So they lost 2 yards on that one, Frank. So it's going to be 2nd and 12 from the 23.
Now, Bruins line not quite as tall as the Crabbers, but they probably outweigh the Crabber counterparts.
2nd and 12, Bruins.
See if they can get some movement here and make a little hole for the back or the quarterback.
Goes back to pass, and like you said, a little short pass, intermediate pass intended for Marcus King.
Yep, guard over there by Marquise Jones, 6-foot senior.
And now they're in a situation again, Frank, where it's 3rd and long.
I would think that's the kind of pass that they want to succeed in, and this is the kind of speed they want to play with. If you notice, the Bruins are ready to go. Crabbers are trying to get a player. They're going to move the ball back to slow it down just enough for Mike Smith. Hey, Mike is going to have to call a timeout. So that's that quick play that Coach Beverly wanted to see. That's the first time we've seen it so far. We're in the second quarter, 10:32 to go in the first half. 14-0 Hampton, 2 running touchdowns and a 2-point conversion on the second one.
Well,
we've seen what we thought we'd see. And, let's see if Coach Beverly can adjust that running game. The defense played much better in that last drive, but the Hampton Crabbers were able to push it down the field.
Yeah, on that 4th down play, Hampton went forward on 4th and 3 and converted. So, but I agree with Frank. We basically have seen what we thought we would. So, just it's about Bethel making adjustments on the defensive end, trying to stop Stevenson on those draw plays. Offensively, we got to get Storm some space and Toussaint, maybe try to get Toussaint the ball somewhere.
Well, I want to point out that while we talk a lot about those young men in the helmets, there are a lot of students out here tonight, not only the ones in the stands that have come support their friends, but the cheerleader squads of both teams are large squads, athletic, talented young ladies that work hard. And they start about the same time. Most of them actually cheer year-round.
They do. They do.
And then, of course, both bands are here tonight, which is always a great thing to see at Darling Stadium. We're on the Bethel side tonight. Bethel, the home team, wearing the dark jerseys.
So it's 3rd and 12 from their own 23. 10:32 left in the second quarter. 14-0 Crabbers. Hunt in the shotgun. Goes back to pass. He has a little pressure. He tries to break out of it, and he's going to be sacked by Coleman.
Coleman's having a monster game on defense. He's in the right spot. He's able to read the block and just hold his block long enough before he sheds it and goes after the runner. That time, able to cut back to the inside and make the tackle. So the Bruins are going to have to punt. Is that number 18 going to do the punting? Jermani Jones?
Jermani Jones, yep. He's a lefty. Stevenson is around midfield. He's going to receive the punt.
He's a senior, 6 foot, 130-pounder. So he can put all 130 pounds in his boot because he wants to push the Crabbers back as far as he can.
Hot snap. Almost blocked. Stevenson's going to let it bounce. Take a Crabber bounce, and it goes. Toussaint downs it.
And the ball doesn't make it cross midfield.
So if the Crabbers get a touchdown here, Frank, Bethel could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, the Bruins, I think, have, what, 1 first down?
I think so, yeah.
Well, our great friend Kate Yanchulas, who provides us with so much information in her informative articles, Kate has predicted this game tonight. She called it 28-7. What do you think?
I think she might be close. We'll see.
Well, Coach Beverly's going to get his defense more familiar with what they're seeing.
Yeah, I think they'll buckle down.
He's got to get to the second half, though, not down 21 or 28 points. The Crabbers did that a couple times. They get up ahead by 35 and get that clock rolling. It's hard to catch up if you do.
Stevenson in shotgun. Goes back to pass. First pass of the night is going to go up the middle, and it's going to be incomplete.
Had the man open, had 1, 2, 3 men open, and missed the intended target.
He missed Groggins. He wanted Groggins in the flat.
I think you want Groggins or Bellamy on every play. You'll see 10 and 8, and if they didn't have numerals, you think the same guy. Yeah. Both 6'3", both seniors. We'll have to start putting like a spray paint on one of their shoes so we can tell without seeing the numeral.
So his first pass is incomplete. Maybe shocked Bethel a little bit on that one, as they've been running the ball the whole game.
Let's see if he goes back to the run or he keeps taking a series here and trying to pass.
Nope. This time Stevenson goes far side, and he has a lot of room. And this time he's going to get out of bounds at around the 20.
Well, there's the understatement of the night. He's got a lot of room. I think he was all by himself.
Yeah.
Highsmith, the blocker, actually went inside.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of defenders followed him, leaving that outside wide open. And Stevenson showing you that speed.
Yeah.
That's going to be mighty hard to defend when he's
hard.
that quick.
He's fast. He's very quick. He's a tough young man, too.
And you could see his arm. Even though he overthrew his receiver, you can see how strong the throw and what a good pass he can throw.
So 1st and 10 from the 23. I'm sorry, from the 29. Stevenson back to Highsmith, up the middle.
The backs may had a face mask there at the end. That's the only thing I can think that where I saw that flag come in on the tackle. He may have brushed his face mask on bringing him down. Let's see what he calls it.
Is that or unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe?
It's a hard rule for these officials to call that helmet contact. I'm watching the college level, and it's near impossible. Personal foul.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yep, against the Bruins. So they've put themselves in a bind. They're going to be penalized half the distance to the goal from the 28. So it's a 14-yarder probably, if I calculate half of 28 correctly.
By the Crabbers and will be marched off.
Boy, no, they took all 15, didn't they?
That's a tough penalty for Bethel.
So that puts the Crabbers right there on the 10.
Yeah. So it's going to be
first and 10.
goal.
Yeah. No, it's not quite.
Oh, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12. On the 12-yard line. Stevenson keeps it this time. This time Bethel's all on it. The helmet flies off.
Yeah, but that was a great read out there. That's
Bruins Parker. Calling his name a lot tonight.
We have. Well, in that time he stayed home.
Yeah.
And anticipated correctly. So loss of a couple yards for the Crabbers, about 4 yards.
Yeah.
So a real good defensive play by the Bruins. Ain't going to need a few.
It'll be 2nd and 13 for the Crabbers.
So it's going to be 2nd and 13 from the 15.
3 receivers right, Wube.
And we got Bellamy is in the slot. He's going to pitch it to Highsmith. He loses it. It's a fumble, and it looks like Bethel. Did they recover it? We're going to find out.
Tough pitch because it was behind him, and not a great pitch from Stevenson. Although I think
Bethel got the fumble.
Yeah.
Huge turnover.
And Highsmith be charged with the fumble, but I'm not going to blame that on him. That was a bad pitch. We probably got that on replay where we could see the pitch was a little bit behind him and turned him around.
I guess they're going to some kind of discussion here. Now they're going to say that Hampton recovered.
Are they going to change the entire?
They're going to say it was a forward pass.
Oh, so called an incomplete pass. Well, I thought the pitch was far enough behind him. Now, of course, these officials don't know instant replay. They do. It's called an incomplete pass.
That's a tough one.
I don't think the fans have caught up to yet what has happened. Well, they will get it. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. That was an interesting play, but Crabbers retain possession. They're still 3rd and 14, but they have the ball. 3 right again.
So 3rd and 13 again. Trips near side. 3rd and 13 from the 15.
As Gaskins left. And so Bellamy on the right.
Oh, man, he loves that hole right there. Is he going to – looks like he got about 5 yards on that run.
And any other team you'd say, okay, they're going to bring in and kick the field goal. No, they're not going to kick the field goal.
I don't think Mike Smith is really – they don't have Jesus this year, so.
And Valenzuela was just a gold mine for him, finding him on the soccer field and getting him out here to kick. And so many high school coaches have been successful in that tactic. Coach Beverly keeps a very close contact with his soccer coach. He actually will scour the hallways for athletes, whether they play on a current team, whether they're on the chess team or in the geology club. If he thinks they can fill a role in his squad, he's going to ask them to play.
He will. And the good thing about him, he's in the building finally, so he can get the players he wants. He sees them every day.
Timeout called here. Beverly's still hot about that almost turnover.
Yeah, I mean, from this vantage point, it looked like it was a fumble. I mean, the initial call was a fumble. So after the discussion, they decided that it was an incomplete pass, but that's why we're up here and they're down there.
Well, we're 75 yards away and I'm wearing reading glasses, so, you know, this is.
Hey, you're wearing reading glasses and I might need some.
Next week we'll bring carrots and help us with our eyesight.
Help us see, yeah.
No, we'll take a look at that on the film. Again, a veteran crew of officials, so they're going to get, you know, this football is it's a challenging sport to officiate.
Yeah. And it's 4th and 7 from the 9, so Hampton will absolutely go for it.
We'll see what he comes out with. Now you're right. He's loved that hole right off the left, off the right, and he's on that left hash mark. So he's got room wide right, and he's got 3 receivers over there. Bellamy again right, Gaskins left.
Looks like Rodriguez is to the near side here. Stevenson, shotgun. It's going to go back to pass. It's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver.
And he had him open again. He's overthrown these receivers twice. You see a beautiful ball, but
he was definitely open in the slot.
He was wide open. Yeah. Good move by Gaskins over there, and he's frustrated.
Oh, he was open for sure.
Well, bad pass, but when you only throw 2.5, it sometimes takes you a while to warm up.
Yeah, the rhythm's off.
So the Crabbers going to turn it over on downs down at the 9-yard line of the Bruins. So they haven't really done the Bethel Bruins any favor other than not score.
Absolutely. So they have the ball on the 9.
Bruins will take over 1st and 10 from their own.
You'll notice a lot of both teams have several players that play both ways, Gaskins and Bellamy in the defensive backfield for the Crabbers. Kendall Hunt again trying to turn something into points here for his team.
Hunt back to Storm. Storm saw something. He's trying to cut it outside. Oh, he would have got some yardage. But he was tripped up by, looks like Gaskins was in there on that one.
I was going to say yardage, if not for the block in the back by which turns into a brilliant block.
Yeah.
I mean, no flag. I think that was Bethel's number 5. No, it wasn't Hunt. Who was the blocker? It was 21. I got to give him credit.
Just came in,
whoever just got away with it, he took out 3 Crabbers and only but a hand brought his running back down.
Like officially, they gave him a yard on that run. So 2nd and 9 from the 10. Timeout, Bethel.
So their second timeout of the half. Because I think that one we had right before the turnover on downs was the first for the Crabbers. 7:10 to go in the second quarter here at Darling Stadium on September 22nd, a beautiful late summer night. Well, I think I heard the other day it was late summer, early fall.
Yeah.
We maybe here's a replay here. You see the block up front and the block. 35. 85.
Yeah.
Bethel's number 85 is Antoine Luster. He took 3 Crabbers down, but just a little late as the Crabbers able to get their hand out and make the tackle. The Bruins going to talk it over. It's an important series here. They trail at 14-0 with about a half the time gone in the second quarter. Jason Samuels, if you're waiting for our halftime interview, as I'm sure so many of you are with bated breath to wait for our interview, we have Jason Samuels, chairman of the school board, with us tonight. Ask him about all those academies he's instituted, or how in the world they get all those kids on buses in the times they do. That's a whole logistics nightmare I wouldn't want. They do a great job, though.
So 2nd and 9 from the 10. 7:10 left in the half. 14-0 Hampton. Hunt. This time he's going to, that Storm again. Storm stays in bounds for as long as he could.
Finally pushed out by Hampton's number 54. A little bit of a shove out of bounds by Majette.
So it's going to be about, what, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 2, Frank.
And we're going to see this on replay.
We see the tiptoe action little ballet move here on the sidelines for Storm as he tries to get extra
It
yardage.
looks like you're out about, right on the 16. You got an extra foot there.
So 3rd and 2 from the 17. Huge possession here for Bethel. The pass is going to be complete, and it's going to be a first down. Like you said, Frank, the short intermediate passes, that's DeMarcus King, one of the senior receivers.
And Gaskins had the tackle, and he missed it. I think he went more for a dramatic play than wrapping him up and pushing him back. Smacks his hands in disappointment, and first down for the Bruins.
So not a bad play. They picked up 5 on that one. 1st and 10. Ball is on the 22-yard line of Bethel.
Full backfield. He's had 2 backs behind him the whole time, and now he's in the shotgun with 2 behind him.
Hunt back to pass. It's a nice pocket. It's going to close. He's going to try to throw a slant to Toussaint.
I saw that collision coming, and it didn't look pretty. I saw the ball going down, and probably saved him by that ball being low. Hampton's number 11 in there on the stop. That's Elijah Mitchell. Mitchell 5'10", 176, and he had all 176 barreling into where that ball was coming in the receiver's hand. That shook up Toussaint.
It's a dangerous play.
It is a dangerous play, and that rattled him a little bit. He's getting his jersey adjusted here on the sideline, but that rattled him. Both players going down for the ball, not for each other.
So Hunt back to pass. Complete, actually incomplete. Thought about where he was going before he caught it.
Sure did. It's at 83 out there for the Bruins.
That's 85. That's
85, excuse me.
That's Anton Luster again.
Well, Luster's name called a couple times, that time for not looking it into his hands. Not much room to run after that. He could hear the footsteps coming. So 3rd and 10 for the Bruins.
3rd and 10, Bruins.
3rd and 10, another huge 3rd down for Bethel. 3rd and 10 from the 22. High snap. Hunt is going to be sacked. Nowhere to go.
It looked like Orlando Robinson. 53 at the bottom of that pile.
So they're going to have to punt.
So they're going to have to punt it again. 6:07 to go. Plenty of time for the Crabbers to try to put a 3rd touchdown on the board here in the first half. You're going to tell us a little bit about these 2 schools tonight. We went through our first quarter without thinking about that.
Yeah,
we spent our week talking about these 2 schools. They played each other so much and have such long histories.
Kicks almost blocked.
And beyond, it may have been gone further if it had been. That's about a 20-yard punt. It does get it out of the deep territory, I think near collision, but no flag on the touching of the punter.
They do have a good drama department at Bethel, though. That was almost.
That's old number 18, Jamarnie Jones.
He tried to sell it.
He tried. He almost did. He drew enough to get a talking to. Probably was, I'm not buying it. But Bethel opened in what, 1968? Is that what your research showed? 68,
1968.
3rd high school in Hampton, I believe, behind Kickoff. Of course, Hampton High opened 1896.
Yeah.
Different buildings, but not by much.
1958 at the current location.
Yep.
So that's a direct snap.
That's Hampton's number 23 taking the snap that time.
It's Darrell Butler.
So Butler
so
with
Smith
the run.
trying to cook something up with a direct snap to Butler.
Butler, 5'8", 152-pounder. Hoping, I guess, that they didn't see him come in.
Try to fool him a little bit.
Of course, he's very similar in size to Stevenson.
Stevenson back under center, 2nd and 10. No gain on that play by Butler. 4:55 and counting. Hampton in the shotgun with Stevenson. He goes back to pass. This time it's going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to be a flag. It's going to be pass interference.
Yep, a couple flags out there. You know, he's gone left 3 times now, and the receivers on the right are over here waving signs.
Yeah.
saying I'm open. That time I think it was Bellamy on the right.
Oh, it looks like they both were going for the ball, but
I think the flag was before we could see it in that particular replay.
so another penalty for Bethel.
The Bruins taking a beating on the penalties. Good replay. Who was that? It helps us with that every year.
Krista Campbell.
She is terrific. Focus more now probably on the Orioles' demise this season. And
hey, watch it, man.
yeah, that's right. You Baltimore tight.
We kept it close as long as we could.
My Oakland A's were out by April 15th.
Yeah. Opening day, they're out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Highsmith.
Highsmith. Is he bumped into Stevenson?
Yeah, maybe he went the wrong side,
Yeah.
but he was able to hang on that time right back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. 2nd and 9. That's where I think Mike Smith may put in a couple passes here and see if he can open it up a little bit. At least open that run back up.
Stevenson's more than capable of getting the ball downfield, as we saw last year. Hasn't had a chance to really throw it that much in this game. With the running game they have, you don't have to, but we'll see what they do on this drive. It's 2nd and 8 from the 22 after that penalty.
He's got Bellamy on the right again.
That's it. Their favorite play is look at him slip through the defensive line.
A tough guy to catch. Brought him down about right on the 16-yard line, so not quite a first down. Of course, you pick up 3 1/3, you can get a first down in 4 downs every time.
That's right.
Or 2 1/2, excuse me, 3 1/3 and 3 down. Travers is going to run it, though. They haven't punted the ball yet. They're going to run the ball as much as they can.
Yeah, Bethel cannot afford to go down 21-0 here.
3:34 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Stevenson, again, same run. This time he gets another block as he gets the first down.
Well, the way he just keeps stepping outside is what's so impressive. He just slips outside. It's almost like going down a set of steps. Straight ahead, then to his left. Straight ahead, then to his left. And the blocks are holding out there, and he's picking up 5 or 6 yards a run.
The Pincer with the tackle for Bethel. Young sophomore on that defensive side. Linebacker.
You would think with the offense we've seen so far, you think that Mike Smith would just hold up 1 finger to 5 fingers. They've run about 5 different plays.
That's basically it.
And been very effective in doing it.
First down on that. 1st and 10 from the 12. They were here a few minutes ago and did not get in as the
big
fullback
number 32
running the ball on that one.
That's Kyrell McKinney.
Yep, Kyrell McKinney.
5'11", 205 pounds. He's a sophomore. Taking turns in the backfield for the Crabbers here on this drive. Ball on the 9. And the clock running, 2:34 now as the play comes in at its own pace. Mike Smith having a full-blown meeting with Cam Stevenson that time.
Yeah, he's known for that. Quarterbacks come to him and get the play call and run back in.
You have to ask Kate Yanchulis, when's the last time
timeout Hampton
that the Crabbers win a game without having to delay a game on offense? Even the great Ronald Curry came to the sideline every play. And Mike Smith, that success is amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Mike Smith now has won nearly 85% of every game he's been the head coach in. He's 477, 84, and 2 in his 47th season. So he's winning over 10 games a year for nearly half a century.
Wow.
Still has the same enthusiasm. I tell you, we noticed that. First of all, he develops the confidence of his players.
Yes.
And we saw that as we were talking with the coach. The practice ended. Players came up behind the coach and took a knee and waited patiently. There wasn't a sound.
He was talking to us.
He was talking to us.
His back was towards them.
And they waited, and then when they go 1, 2, 3, they shout coach. And so he commands their respect.
Yep, he definitely does.
And many of these young men are the sons or grandsons of former players. It's hard to believe, but they are. And
a lot of them played for coach, so they
kind of a rite of passage at Hampton High School.
So after the timeout, it's going to be 2nd and 7 on the 9.
Two receivers on each side. Rodriguez and Bellamy on the right. Gaskins, can't see the other number on the left.
Oh, same play.
Surprising they're going to run. That time, they're charging through the line was Bethel's number 23. That's Tiso Blizzard. Talking about a family name from Bethel High School. Blizzard?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Of course, Bobby played at Hampton with Ronald Curry.
Yeah, and I think this is the other Blizzard side. This is the Blizzards that I went to school with, contractors around the area. Great family.
Yep.
We'll have to try to meet the young man.
Blizzard and Baycoats went deep in Hampton for sure.
And particularly at Bethel High School.
That's right. So 3rd and 8 from the 10. Back to pass. It's going to be incomplete. No flag.
Well, he's thrown
Almost
the same
intercepted.
pass, I think, 4 times now. That time, the receiver was on his way to the ground because he'd gotten behind the defender. There was no chance. You see him open, but not open there. The defender just stood still. So good play back there for the Bruins.
So it's going to be just going to be a 4th down play for Hampton. They're obviously going to go for it. It's a minute, 1:30 left.
They have gone left for the last 10 minutes. Let's see if they'll come right here either with a run or a pass. That's the wide side of the field.
I wouldn't be surprised if they ran Stevenson. Oh, Rodriguez is in motion. They're going to try a pass. It's going to be thrown out to Rodriguez, but he's not going to go anywhere. Bethel stops again on 4th down.
Now, but the Bruins read that all the way. A little bit slow to developing for the Bruin number 21, Jaquan Penser, with the nice tackle, 5'8" sophomore for the youngster. So the Grabbers turn it over on downs.
So Bethel's defense, I mean, you talked about it earlier, Frank. They had to come up.
They did. They had to give their team a chance to get into the locker room.
I mean, for whatever it's worth, if they don't get anything going with 1:23, at least they can say, hey, we got 2 defensive stops on 4th down in the red zone.
And now we can focus a little bit on our offense. So Kendall Hunt looking good back. I mean, he's not rattled. He's still very patient. Trying to figure out a way to pick up a chunk of yards.
Hunt back to pass, almost incomplete as Storm gets it, and that's not a positive play there for Bethel.
No, that's when Storm had to go down to pick the ball off his shoe tops. That bad sign right there, because it slowed him down so much.
He had no momentum going forward. So
2nd and 14.
As you see here from ground view, look how long.
Just threw it down. And right on it there, the Crabbers. That's Coleman again.
Yeah.
They keep going at Coleman's side. He has done nothing but stop them all night long.
I wouldn't be surprised. They just kind of clocked it. There you go. Yeah.
Problem is, Hunt just got clocked.
So Hunt just tries to just take a knee. He's just going to try to run the clock out here with 30 seconds left.
And after that hit, he may want to take a knee and let them regroup in the locker room. Yeah. That was Crabbers, I believe, number 54, Majette, who just leveled him.
He's been all over the field once again.
Problem is the quarterback, if you get your feet tangled up but not down yet, you're a sitting duck. And that time the duck got hit. So the Bruins are going to let the time expire here in the first half. They trail at 14-0.
So I know you don't play for moral victories, but I would say that the last 2 possessions on the Bethel defense is definitely a moral victory for them going into the locker room. Could be worse.
It could be. It could be. Well, the Crabbers lead at 14-0. We go to halftime. We'll be back with our guest, Jason Samuels, in just a minute. Stay with us.
and gentlemen, let's have a fine round of applause for the Bethel High School Marching Bruin Band and their final halftime show. Ladies and gentlemen, got a score update for you. Up at Todd Stadium, Stevens versus Warwick. The Phantoms are 13-6 at the house over Warwick. In the Denby versus Gloucester contest, the Dukes are up 37-0 over Denby. Ladies and gentlemen, it's still time to buy your 50-50 raffle tickets before we call the winning number. And Spirit Wear is on sale at the 50-yard line by the Bethel High School Athletic Park.
Welcome back to Darling Stadium here on this beautiful Friday night in September. Hampton leads this ball game 14-0 over the Bethel Bruins. We are so fortunate to be joined here by the chairman of our school board here in the city of Hampton, Jason Samuels. Jason, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much, Frank. It's a pleasure to be here.
You're sweaty because you've been seeing everybody in the crowd. I've seen you wandering around out there and meeting everybody.
I have. I've been on both sides, Bethel and Hampton side. You know, I can't show favoritism.
No, although you probably have a child at one of those schools, as a rumor.
I certainly do. My daughter attends Hampton, and so she's a crabber.
That's very good, very good. Well, good to have you here with us.
Yes.
Sports in Hampton City Schools, what do you think? It's still...
It is so
still
important.
a good part?
It's still a good part of the students. It keeps the student engaged, and that is something that we need to continue to invest in, Frank. Make sure that our students not only engage academically, but when it comes to our sports, because it's another catalyst for them to utilize that to possibly move on to college and so forth. So we have to give them all the opportunities to be successful, and sport is one of those opportunities.
Well, we certainly had a long history here of sports in our community. Now, you've spent a lot of time on creating these academies. So tell the fan, and you got 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
What you got in the academies at all our high schools?
We have made tremendous strides in the academies. As you know, we've made it's an agreement with Ford and GL, where we have certification academies at all of the high school, starting out at Bethel, where we have the public safety academies, and we continue to have the IB program at Hampton High School. That we continue to have the aeronautics program also, and the engineering program at Phoebus High School, and the architectural program at Kickoff High School. So it's a great opportunities for our children to utilize those certifications. So when they graduated from Hampton City Schools, they are career or life ready. So that is the main purpose of the academy, is to make sure that our students are career and life ready.
Now, this is the first year of that, is that right?
It is the first year of this, and we're excited about that. We're taking baby steps, Frank, and because we are doing everything that is right to make sure that this works. So we're taking baby steps. We will expand to approximately 15 academies next school year, but we're focusing on the Law and Safety Academy first at Bethel High School. So that is our main one. So we're utilizing that like as a pilot program to make sure that we have all the resources to make sure that that academy is successful, and from that then we will grow.
Well, that's outstanding. I know it's taken a lot of work to get to this point, but from what I'm hearing, the community people are pleased that Hampton is taking this proactive approach to preparation for young people.
And one of the exciting thing about the academy is the fact that we are the first school in the state of Virginia, the first school division in the state of Virginia to have actually wall-to-wall academies. So that is a great opportunity for this community, because other school division in the state of Virginia will be looking at Hampton City School model, and they will be adopting those models at various schools across the state and across the nation. There are approximately 23 academies nationwide, and Hampton City School has one of those academies.
Well, outstanding. And of course, Hampton City Schools, the first public school system in the country. Are we not? They've certainly been around a long
We've been
time.
around what, 1609?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
believe.
Well, great to have you up here with
Yes,
us.
sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt your visitation routine here,
No.
but I know everybody's glad to see you,
Frank,
and especially
it's
me.
always a pleasure to speak to you, sir.
Very good.
And thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thanks for bringing your supporter here, too.
Yes, sir. Yes,
He's good to,
and,
good to see you.
And this is James.
James.
He attends Hunter B. Andrews.
Wonderful.
He's in the second grade, and who's your teacher, James? Miss Manor.
Very good.
And who's your principal at Hunter B. Andrews? Mr. Blow.
Mr. Andrews would be very proud of you
Yes.
attending a school named after him.
Yes.
He's a fine man and a good supporter of the city of Hampton, so good luck to you. I'm sorry, what was that? Mr. Andrews, who your school is named after.
He was a senator.
Great legislator for
Great
us
person.
here. Yep.
Great public supporter
Of schools.
of public
He
school.
eventually did, yes, he did. But he, not before he left his mark here, and I know you will too. Thank
will.
you so much, Jason.
Thank
Great
you,
to
Frank.
have you here.
Take
We're going
care,
to get
sir.
back to the ball game. You get back to your socializing.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I know it's hard work. It's a warm night tonight here at Darling Stadium. And our chairman of the school board, Jason Samuels, joins me. Thank you. Thank you, young man. We'll get Wu Bei back in here and talk to you about the first half. Hampton leads at 14-0 here. Bethel, 2 defensive stands toward the end of the second quarter is going to inspire them, I would imagine, here in the second half. The Crabbers looking for a way to use the pass more. They were very successful in the run. And as we saw that, both touchdowns by Cam Stevenson, the quarterback, 1 10-yard, 1 1-yard runs. And they lead it 14-0. Sitting right here in the booth, right behind the principal of Bethel High School, Ralph Saunders, down there holding court in the middle of the stands. Wu Bei we got a good discussion with the chairman about the academies coming in. He's very excited about that, as is the city of Hampton. We're very pleased to have him up here and our first halftime guest. You know, I want to mention a guy coming up that we're going to have. First of all, Wu Bei and I join together. We want to congratulate Bob Hentz, our predecessor on this broadcast. Bob Hentz named to the Lower Peninsula Hall of Fame. And Wu Bei, you and I were fortunate enough to be there and watch that event.
Absolutely. I'm on the committee, so I had a little to do with him going in. So I appreciate everything he's done for me and LSC here and with WHCS.
Oh, he's been marvelous. Bob started teaching in the Hampton system in 1962.
Yeah, 1962.
So the year of my birth, he started teaching, and he taught. He ended up at Bethel High School, finished his career there, but he's been in this broadcast booth for many, many years. And Bob, congratulations. Wu Bei and I were so excited to be part of that evening as you were selected and entered into the Hall of Fame here. Get your name on the wall of Hall of Fame out there at the Boo Williams facility. We're very happy that we got a chance to work with you. We're going to have you up here at the booth too. So congratulations, Bob Hentz, and all the other recipients. We had a fine night that night. It was a nice event you guys organized.
It was a great night. Butch Harper was also a Hampton school board member. Alan Iverson, Francina McCrory, Yvette Lewis, Lisa Dillard, just to name a few.
The triple jumper. Keith
Witherspoon.
What a speech.
And I didn't know anything about him until I had to look him up. And he was an awesome, awesome athlete from the peninsula.
And then Bev Vaughn, the first big-time coach over at CNU basketball.
Yep.
Well, the Bruins now are going to kick it off to start the second half. And we're underway. Hampton leads at 14-0.
So,
that Gaskin? No.
Looks like it was a good run, number 8
Could
for
have been
Hampton.
Chapman. Was it 8 or 5?
Is that Chapman? We haven't seen Chapman much on offense.
No, I haven't seen him. So it may not have been him. It may have been Gaskins. So Johnny Gaskins, 6'3", 191-pound senior. And we're going to 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. So here comes the Crabbers. Cam's right there. Yeah, we're looking at the Crabbers come to the line. 2 receivers left, 2 right.
Stevenson in the shotgun. Same play they've been running all game.
That one straight up the middle, the right of the center, Martin.
So we'll see what kind of adjustments the Bethel made during the halftime break, Frank.
Well, the defense came to life there in the second quarter and had a couple stops down deep in their own territory. Crabbers trying to put another touchdown on the board. They got two running touchdowns. Crabbers have run the ball all but 4 plays by my recollection.
2nd and 6 from the 36.
I guess 5 plays because one of them was that lateral was considered a pass, incomplete.
Stevenson back to pass. It's going to be complete. Actually incomplete. It's a flag. That might be roughing the passer.
Maybe, but Bellamy wide open, had the ball and just juggled it and dropped it.
Yep, roughing the passer against Bethel.
So the Crabbers pick up yards, but Bellamy wanted that ball. He's been wanting a pass. He and Gaskins really the stars of the receiving
A
corps.
low snap, and Bellamy,
Just bobbled it right there.
If he
And good tackle.
Yeah.
It's Toussaint in his defensive role as the safety. So the Crabbers pick up the first down anyway on the penalty. The penalties continue to mount for the Bruins. I've lost track on my card about how many. That's at least 6. So it takes the ball across midfield for the Crabbers. Same set.
Stevenson back in the shotgun. That's that play. It looks like it was blown dead. It looked
Motion
like
that time.
Motion on Hampton.
May have been on Rodriguez, the receiver out here, or Bellamy, excuse me. 5-yard penalty.
So
First penalty against them, isn't it? I think it might be.
I think so, yeah. I know Bethel's had a lot tonight.
So 1st and 15 now.
You know, it's so simple, Frank. We up here as fans, as commentators, we look at it and say, well, why can't Bethel stop that? But, you know, the chess match between Smith and Beverly, you know, they might line up in different formations but still run the same play. And everybody looking on thinks, so why they can't stop that simple quarterback draw? But here you go. It's the same play, just different formation. As Stevenson, another flag. That might be another.
That may be a helmet play. I heard something out there. Again, the tackle was by Storm, Keshawn Storm, number 4 for the Bruins.
Another helmet-to-helmet hit.
I think that's what they called. Tackling up a little high, you'll hear it here.
Yep. See it, Stevenson with a low snap.
Watch the helmet right here on 4, right there.
That's a tough call. I mean,
well, they're trying to get these players not to lead with the helmet. And that time,
with Stevenson,
probably a combination of Stevenson ducking.
Yeah. And he's only 5'6", so, I mean, that's kind of.
Problem is, if you stand upright and try to wrap up, you get rolled over as a defender, and
that's a tough
get
call.
another penalty.
That's a tough call.
Illegal contact to the head. It'll be a major penalty.
That's about 85 yards in penalties by my count for the Bruins.
First and 10, Crabbers.
The Crabbers in this particular set of downs, 30 yards.
So it's a new quarterback in there now for Hampton. He runs the same play as Stevenson.
That's number 12 for the Crabbers, Max Pietrzakowski.
And I don't know if Stevenson might have been
6'1", 178-pound sophomore.
We'll
they may have been checking him there.
We'll see if everything's okay with Stevenson.
That's a sophomore, Pietrzakowski. And Jim Schaffner over there trying to get the pronunciation right. Pietrzakowski if you're scoring at home. But Max moves the ball up about 6 yards. Stevenson comes back in the game. And he's at center. And he's going to throw. Great catch. Oh, Bellamy dropped it. He took it out of the hands of defender Toussaint, but he was unable to hang on to it. And underthrown by Stevenson that time.
And Toussaint was actually the receiver on that play, and Bellamy was trying to play the defensive back.
And Bellamy nearly picked his pocket, couldn't hang on to it. Bellamy wide open if you throw that ball a little farther because he had Toussaint behind him. So now 3rd down at about 5 for
Toussaint with a great awareness. He turns around and locates the ball. And Bellamy still almost made a great play on it.
That second, bobbles by Bellamy, that one, of course, you can understand. See, his main goal is to break up the interception.
And Stevenson back in. Highsmith goes back and try a fake pitch. Stevenson keeps, and he has room up the middle. And his helmet comes off. That's a tough kid.
In fact, he thinks he's still going.
Yeah.
Well, that's just simple. Watch him freeze the lineman. And we have the replay on that. The lineman is frozen by the move, and he cuts right back up in the hole. Here comes the play here.
Again, because they
steps up, and then boom. And that's Brewington Parker, a very good defensive player. He's trying to cover 2 men at that point, and when he chose incorrectly.
And in high school and college, if your helmet comes off, you have to step out for one play. So Stevenson has to come out.
Petrakowski again.
6'1", he's a 6'1", 178 sophomore. Just give it to Highsmith up the middle.
Highsmith picks up about 4. Petrakowski does his job.
Yeah.
He's gotten positive yardage both times. They're going to keep him in the game, it looks like. The young man gets to play. Maybe Cam Stevens getting a little breather over there.
Gets 4 yards.
Yeah, I mean, he's taken 2 big hits.
Second and goal from
His helmet came off on the last play.
Well, this will be a very important player for the Crabbers to have a backup quarterback to Stevenson.
Oh, yeah.
Because as much as he runs the ball, he's going to get worn down, and having somebody can come in and pick up positive yards for the Crabbers, very important piece.
In the shotgun. 2nd and 6. He keeps, and he gets hit in the head. Took a big blow. I think
he hustles. Well, she have to get the play in. Now Stevenson coming back.
Oh, yep, Stevenson back in. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5, and Bethel has been here before.
Yeah, this is where the last 45 minutes of this game been played right here in this end. Johnny Gaskin goes right, Bellamy left. You know, kind of a slot back or a slot receiver. 3 to the left.
Stevenson, almost as they jump back. Timeout Hampton. Stevenson didn't like what he saw there.
So 3rd and about 5. Mike Smith trying to find the combination down here to put the ball in the end zone. Bethel's been very successful the last 40 minutes, keeping them out.
You know, it's interesting to see, Stevenson go out. He did mention he would play both quarterbacks. I mean, it's my first time actually seeing Petrakowski in there, but you know, he did say there'd be a possibility of playing both quarterbacks. And Stevenson, of course, if the helmet comes off, he has to come in. But Petrakowski came in actually before that. So.
Well, he's got another senior, Marquise Jones, listed as a quarterback, defensive back for the Crabbers. The other 2 are sophomores. Petrakowski, Khalil Gunn actually listed as a quarterback, and he's a sophomore. He's got a few with that QB next to the name. Petrakowski, the only one listed just as a quarterback.
Yeah.
And getting some time for those backups, very important. Of course, Peninsula District teams look forward not just the regular season, they look towards the playoffs. So you'll see a lot of schools playing a lot of players early because they know they're going to need them in November.
Right.
We always said Phoebus High School, that was their one goal, was they always played in November.
That's right. That's right.
And they want to play that second week in December for the state championships. With the different divisions now, Phoebus dropped down one more division?
No, there's still 3. There's still 3, Division 3, or Class 3 now as they call it.
3rd and goal.
They lost in the state semifinal last year, to the eventual champion, Blacksburg.
Blacksburg won, and they actually moved up to 4, so they won't see them anymore. Stevenson in the usual formation. He's in the shotgun with Highsmith. Stevenson with the run. Almost in there, and it's going to be stopped. It's going to be a 4th down play.
Well, again, a good run by Cam Stevenson, but great defense on that side by the Bruins as they try to keep the Crabbers out of the end zone for the 3rd time in the last 3 possessions. A little bit of tussle there after the play, some discussion. I think Crabbers getting a little frustrated not getting in the end zone.
Bethel's very.
See, the argument there is Stevenson's knee was down. He was called down, and there was another hit that came behind there. Good replay there.
Bethel definitely fortunate to only be down by 2 touchdowns. It's another huge possession here for them. 4th and goal from looks like what, the 3.
Watch his play on the diamond division since it's hard to see around the corner, but that great picture.
Yeah. Look for Stevenson to probably keep. Last time he tried to throw, he's going to keep, and he's going to get in the end zone.
That's just amazing vision on the field. As he
Touchdown,
looked for the hole.
Looks like he has a Hampton Crabber touchdown.
It's now 20-0 Hampton.
Well, watch the way he watched his way in here, looked the way in. You see the one hole got bottled up
Highsmith,
there,
a great block.
and then he cuts back to his right.
That was a great block by Highsmith.
Yeah, the nice tackle by the Bruins, number 23, Tiso Blizzard, who's done a great job. He called his name a lot tonight, but not enough time and not enough room to hold him out of the end zone. So here come the Crabbers for the 2-point conversion.
So it's 20-0. They run that same formation, Frank, that shotgun spread.
A lot of Bruins in the middle.
A little pitch and
a little shovel pass in for the 2-point conversion.
So now it's 22-0 Hampton.
That's Hampton's number 15, Elijah Highsmith, with his 2-point conversion.
So now Bethel's definitely in a big jam here.
You know, you don't say this very often, but that's his second 2-point conversion in 2 games, because he had the winning 2-point conversion, as we see the former Thacker golf cart over there. Crabber fans and lights and horn.
Good to see it still around, though.
Yep. So the Crabbers move ahead 22-0 here with 7:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Bruins not successful that time in keeping the Crabbers out of the end zone. And see if their offense can move the ball here.
They're going to have to come up with some big plays here, down 22. I mean, obviously you can't score 22 with 1 play, but they have to put something together. Good drive.
So here's the Crabber kicker, Benny Cavoda, 5'10", 160-pounder. We saw him out on the practice field.
I knew you were going to mention it.
He's energetic.
Yes, he is.
Nice kick there, the 15.
So Toussaint, Reese Toussaint has it. Not much room to go, and he's tackled around the 25.
Well, a good run by Toussaint to get it up to the 20, but about 25, 26. I think they got him spotted on the 26. So Kendall Hunt's burden here to get his team moving.
You got to get something going. Actually, they're going to go with. Looks like they're going to go with Marcus King at quarterback. Hunt's on the sideline.
Wow, big change there.
I mean, he is listed. He was a quarterback at one point, I guess, in the program, but he's going to be taking the snaps now. Marcus King, senior,
yeah,
number 7. In that quarterback.
They just give him a different eye there.
Goes around
some more of a runner.
It gets maybe a yard on a quarterback sweep.
Great tackle out there.
Yeah.
See the number of that cornerback. A real nice tackle out there, though. Rodriguez, number 2, with a knockdown.
1 yard gain on the play, 2nd and 9.
King looks like he's got a little more of a runner's body.
Than a thrower,
yeah. Here he goes again. He's got Storm with him. So 2nd and 9 for the Bruins.
So King in the shotgun, back to pass. That's incomplete, not even close.
I don't know who that was to.
Looks like it was
just
to
the first pass. And
Luster.
again, you
Luster
come on.
was
I didn't see if he was warming up, Ube. I mean, he may have had to go in quick.
Now they're going to bring Hunt back in.
You know, Coach Beverly trying to shake it up, get his offense moving.
Yeah. So
Put these cheerleaders out there. They're very energetic tonight. Cameron Sullivan, sophomore.
Nice.
Down with her crew.
Nice crowd tonight too, Frank.
Yep.
Hey, darlings. The pass is going to be incomplete. No flag on that play.
No, nice play by the Crabbers, number 7, reaching around like that and trying to knock that ball away, disrupting just enough. It's Marquise Jones. Jones did kind of had his hand, but not too much pressure to draw the flag, and reached around with his right arm to prevent the catch. And now a punt from the Bruins. Jones to punt it. And Rodriguez back to catch the punt. Mike Smith got Cam Stevens. Give him a little of a break here.
He's been taking a lot of hits.
Rodriguez being very generous with his distance, back on his own 35.
Almost blocked. This is a end over end kick. It goes out of bounds. It's maybe a 20-yard punt.
I'm not sure it was that.
That's
Rodriguez is back on his own 35, and it went to the
what? The 30?
Bruin 35.
Wow.
So not a good punt.
So that gives Hampton great field position.
Rodriguez about 30 yards behind the play that time on his positioning, but anticipate a little longer. Bruins give it right back to the Crabbers. The Crabbers they don't have that many yards tonight because they've gotten the ball on the Bruin half of the field. So short break for Cam Stevenson. And Rodriguez. Rodriguez, I think, is going to take the direct snap.
Well, timeout Hampton.
A little confusion with Rodriguez in there. Well, we mentioned earlier that we had prepared some things for these two schools. There's Steve Fryer, of course, a great cameraman. I don't know where his great camera is, but he's that's Steve.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Kickoff grad, as I recall.
That's right.
Doesn't have the green on tonight. But we're talking about the history of these schools. Of course, great players, great athletes have come out of both schools.
Right.
We were fortunate enough to spend the evening with Francina McCrory at the Hall of Fame. She is still going. She's going for her third Olympics in 2020.
She says she's going to go for it.
And what a track star she's been. She played her college years or ran her college years here at Hampton University. So very fortunate to have her there. And you think about the Crabbers, of course, all the great football players that we've come through, including the Hall of Famer, Dwight Stevenson.
Chris Hamburger.
Yeah.
Of course, Ronald Curry, Tyrod Taylor.
My goodness, such a good group. And then we were mentioning one that we thought about, Tabitha Soren, who was on MTV.
MTV lovers. She was the MTV News reporter. Hampton grad. I think you know the family, I think.
Yeah,
right?
well, she was friends with my friend John Miller.
That's right.
They were a couple there for a little while.
Yeah.
John, now also an artist. He's a bass player down in Western Florida. Teaches music, plays the stand-up bass and the electric bass, composes music, teaches, and plays with the orchestra down there.
Awesome.
He and his wife Jenny have survived the storm very well. They have twins as well.
That looked like a fumble.
It did look like a fumble.
I didn't call it.
The Miller family, of course, Pat Miller, their mother was a member of the school board in the 70s, and Dr. Miller and Ms. Miller still live in Hampton. They had 7 children, 2 sets of twins.
Wow.
And all Hampton High graduate.
So now don't direct snap. I think is that Gunn?
That's Gaskins. One that hard to see. Quick in and out there, but I think that was Gaskins. Was it Gunn?
Yeah, you're right. It was Gaskins.
Gaskins taking a direct snap. Gaskins or Bellamy haven't really touched the ball tonight.
No, not really.
So Johnny Gaskins over to get the play.
We haven't seen Stevenson in this drive.
Here's Pietrkowski. Gotta get the flow of the name. Pietrkowski. Max in. We'll go with Max.
How about Max?
Yeah. Max gonna take the snap.
He's going to pass. I thought it was a lefty. That's going to be overthrown.
Well, he threw it very quickly. I'm not sure the receiver knew it was coming. That was to Bellamy.
Intended from Bellamy, right? And Toussaint was on the coverage.
Bellamy and Johnny Gaskin go back in the huddle and say, look, all right, I'm 8, he's 10, throw it to us.
And we're both 6'3", so.
Yep, can't miss us. We're taller and as fast, if not a little faster, than who's covering us. I'm sure that's what they're going to say. Here's Pietrkowski back in with the play. 4th and 9. 3 receivers right. That's Johnny Gaskins left.
Jaquan Battle is.
Timeout, Hampton.
back there. So, I mean, do you think Smith is going with his backups, or is maybe something wrong with Stevenson? I'm not really sure, but
Stevenson took a couple good hits to the helmet there that we may have at least warranted a rest. And they're up. The Crabs up 22-0 with 4:40 to go here in the third.
like I said, good crowd tonight for this Hampton-Bethel rivalry. Wish the game was a little better with a 22-0 Hampton, but
I want to mention, you know, you have your great fellow members of the station who they do a great job. They met us here tonight. We want to thank Linda Bump for that sandwich. Looked like a spare tire, which, you know, of course, you and I probably can relate to, but the sandwich was delicious. And then the chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, I have one.
I want to thank the crew for not eating the entire thing before I got there, because I did get
I
a
have
quarter
one
of it.
hidden, so.
Oh, very good.
I got to take it home. My youngest daughter wanted a piece, so.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Bump, for that great treat.
Okay, so it's 4th and 9 from the 34. The crowd finally gets into it.
And
Stevenson back to pass. He's going to be stopped, and Bethel's going to get great field position. Close to midfield. That might have been the momentum they needed.
Well, they gained more yards on the defense than they did on the punt.
Yeah.
And that's going to give them the ball on the 46. That may be their best field position of the night right there.
I would agree.
So 1st and 10 for the Bruins. They trail it 22-0. Kendall Hunt and King both in for the Bruins. Marcus King, number 7. Kendall Hunt, number 5. We'll see where they go. They've got two quarterbacks. One of them's going to stand in that position. King's going to come out left to pass.
So let's see if Bethel can get something going here.
Storm in the backfield with Hunt.
Hunt back to pass. Good protection. It's going to be a complete.
And I'm not sure that Gaskins may be the only one that didn't know that pass was going to King, because that was the old point with your left hand, throw with your right. King comes up hobbled.
Landed awkwardly.
Hopefully just a little bit of a tweak of an ankle. I don't want any knee problems out there. King's going to come to the sideline and get some treatment.
A weird landing, but
good pass by Hunt.
Yeah, great pass.
Got
great
protection this time,
Yeah, good. Yeah, you see how he
and
landed.
just landed awkwardly on that leg.
Hopefully he's okay. So it's going to be a run. This is Storm. Another flag. Looks like it's going to be against Bethel.
Yeah, another penalty on the Bruins. That's hurt them as bad as anything tonight.
Yeah. It's going to come back.
Yep, let's see what the call is. Going to move it up to call up to the 40.
So that's been the Achilles heel of Bethel tonight.
Right, did that?
I don't.
They call it a block in the back.
That wasn't.
No, I didn't look like one.
That was close. It was close.
Yeah, Coach Beverly's going to have a lot to look at on film. Holding. May have been behind that picture.
Maybe.
A little closer to the interior of the line, although the flag almost hit somebody out here on the 40. It goes back to the 50. So again, 1st down and about 22.
That's been the issue for Bethel tonight. Penalties.
They may have more yards going backwards than they do forwards tonight.
Yes. So 1st and 22 from midfield. Toussaint's in motion. They fake it to Toussaint, and they go to Storm. Storm has a little crease. Storm's going to go up on the run to 25. Good run by Keyshawn Storm.
Great play. I'm scanning the field, no flags. And
great play. It was a great
really good
call.
Play. First time they've called that tonight.
Yeah.
The line's starting to get a little better to help the running backs. That time held that hole. Everybody goes left. The guys pull.
Jackson Griffith with a great pull. Oh, great block. Great design.
Griffith's number 56, 6-foot sophomore.
Hunt back to pass. Going to be incomplete. I don't think Luster and Hunt were on the same page on that one.
Either him or Toussaint. Couldn't tell who the intended receiver was. It was Luster. Yeah, Griffiths has played pretty well over there from that right tackle spot, and he's a sophomore.
He played as a freshman last year. Started some games. As Coach Beverly, really excited to have him on his team since he's a throwback player. The gritty, hard-nosed offense and defensive lineman for Bethel. It's his 2nd and 10 from the 25. Hunt has, this time it's King in motion. They go back to Storm. Storm with another great run.
Right
Storm is going to
Griffith.
go inside the red zone, and he's about the 10.
You notice Griffith that time kind of meandered into the middle and then picked up the block when his back was approaching him from behind and created a huge hole. Well drawn play. See Griffith's right there at the left top of your screen, and then he puts the block right there.
Yeah. Another good block by
Allowing
Josh
Storm
Harrod,
Yep.
number 69. So it's 1st and goal at the 5. Should be a great
Certainly
momentum boost if
yes,
they can get
it
in the
will.
end zone here. The defense is going to have to step up if they can do that. But first things first, 1st and goal at the 5. 3:15 left in the 3rd quarter. They pitch it to Storm. He's been the money man this quarter, but he's going to be stopped by a host of Crabbers. He's still on his feet. Looks like he lost maybe, 5 yards on that one.
I think that was Majette maybe the first contact. So Samari Smith with in on the play. Having talked about Hampton's defensive line, Keon Stewart, Tyreek Coleman, Kevin Foster, Samari Smith, and of course we heard a lot from Majette and Battle and Jones, the linebackers, along with Gaskins and Mitchell, Stevenson, and Bellamy in the defensive backfield.
So they marked off 4, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 9. Hunt back to pass. It's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted.
And almost intercepted by 2 Crabbers.
It looks like Gaskins had his hands on it.
It was King was the target. It was back in. It's good news.
Definitely 4 down territory, I would assume, for
Quick throw.
Oh, yeah, it was a good
nice play, yeah. That could have been a pick 6. He'd been able to hang on to it.
There's nobody. It was all green the other side. So 3rd and goal from the 9.
King comes out left and goes to the right.
Beverly is in the backfield. He's going to fake to Beverly. He's going to go back to pass. He's pressured. He's going to have to get out of pressure. He's still on his feet. He's going to throw it in the end zone. It's going to be almost, is it intercepted? Yes, intercepted in the end zone. There's a flag on the play, though. Let's see what the call is. The Gaskins with the interception. Let's see what the flag is.
It's his first catch of the night. Gaskins.
It might be on the defense. They're pointing that way, but we'll see. Both teams are on the. It's going to be a hold against Bethel. Interception is going to be good.
The ball coming out
First
to the
down,
20.
Hampton.
Yep. So the greatest chance the Bruins have had all night to score, squandered on a penalty.
Let's see who he was. Got
well,
good
that's
pressure. And then Coleman.
It may have been Griffiths that got the call because the pocket had broken down. What a and that was that ball may have hit the ground. If that had been NFL, it may not have been a interception. But nevertheless, the ball's going to be on the 20 for the Hampton Crabbers going west to east here as we have 2:15 left in what has become a long 3rd period.
Yeah, definitely.
3rd quarter.
Yep. So that was Bethel's chance to put some points on the board. Inside at the 5 at one point.
You know, we were mentioning the Bethel alumni, Jerry Holmes, a great ball player and coach. But we met Brian Hubble. Is Brian Hubble the artist that you and I discovered this week?
He has some paintings all over. New York Times bestseller. He's got a lot of
nice gallery online. Yeah. Check him out, Brian Hubble, a Bethel grad.
Lives in New York now. Highsmith gets to carry.
Not much room for that play this half. Crabbers going to have to open it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't have the stats on how many receptions there have been by the Crabbers, but Gaskins certainly one of the first couple, and that was an interception.
Yeah, it hasn't been many throws from Stevenson. As you look at the Highsmith here on that sweep, good block.
Just stayed home over there by the Bruins. That Tissot Blizzard again. Been all over the defense. No, it may have been Chris Holliday, 22.
And it's going to be a flag.
That's going to be delay game. Well, there they go.
Yep, yeah,
Get that out
there's
of
that first
one.
one.
The delay game. Time to come back and talk about another play. 1:26 going to third. There you go. Good shot of the scoreboard. We got Alex down there tonight, don't we? Helping with us. Alex Begoli. Steve Fryer showing him the pointers on how to run that camera. I see Steve showing the pointers on how to hold that fence up over there. Steve goes with us everywhere and is passionate about high school sports as we are.
That's right. That's right. Of course, Krista Camden doing replay. Can't forget Renee Camden.
Oh, Renee takes care of all of us.
In the truck, along with Matt
Buckwalter, my nephew.
Your nephew.
Yeah.
My main man, too, back at the studio.
And, of course, the great leader.
Andy Foley with Stevenson going back to pass. He has Gaskins. Toussaint's on him. He jumps too early. He mistimed his jump. I'm sorry, that's Bellamy with the catch.
And the pass was thrown, too. That was the first time he's thrown it the right place. And Bellamy comes up with a great catch. Good defense, but the ball thrown perfectly by Cam Stevenson.
Toussaint, I think, misjudged the ball. He was in great position.
Anticipating it being a little short, and it was not. There's a good replay of it. See, he really threw that ball that time. Yeah.
I think if Toussaint would have had a better angle on it, he might have had a chance to pick that off.
So first down, Crabbers from the Bruin 38.
Stevenson back to pass. Pressure. He's going to throw it again. 2 passes in a row.
Got him.
Got him wide open. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, that time Bethel Bruin number 21 kind of slowed up on the defense. Jaquan Penzer.
I don't think he missed. He didn't even see the ball.
I don't think he did. And
that's Isaiah Banks on the catch. Touchdown pass from Stevenson.
And yeah, so they go to exactly what we thought they might, trying to open it up, and they do it.
Well, they lulled them to sleep on the run, and then the last 2 passes down the field.
Coach Beverly not happy. His coaching staff. The Crabbers trying to decide what they're going to do. We're going to say they're going to go for 2. Highsmith and Stevenson.
And they haven't kicked any extra points tonight.
Kickoffs really haven't been bad. They're obviously not in the end zone, but
Stevenson goes back. Another pass, and it's going to be wide open for 2. That's Bellamy. And the 2 is good. It's going to be 30-0 Hampton. Didn't expect this score.
No, we sure didn't. But we did expect Stevenson to air it out a little bit, and he does it on that drive. 2 big passes lead to the Crabber touchdown. And Stevenson now involved in 3 of the 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Of course, he hands one off.
But, I mean, 2 passes probably, in the first half, Frank?
Right.
And then they go down the field, and
here's the pass here.
Yeah,
he just runs by Penzer. He never saw it.
Yeah, he didn't see it. I think he was looking over to see where Bellamy was.
Well, touchdown Crabbers through the air. That's going to please Mike Smith. Seen a different side of his Crabbers. Isaiah Banks with the catch, 5'8", 155-pound sophomore.
And then Bellamy with the 2-point
I'm looking at that.
conversion.
It was 6 or 5. It's just those numerals sometimes a little close.
Looked like it was Banks.
5 is Chapman. That's why I thought we might see Chapman tonight.
I haven't seen Chapman.
That time a little short kick.
Storm bobbles it, and it's going to be picked up. Did Bethel get it? Yes.
Well, that time Storm seems to forgot that that ball is live.
Yeah, Devontae Robinson got on it.
A little disappointment on the Bruins side of the ball. Giving up that last touchdown. 30-0 Hampton, 53 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 14-0 half. Well, Strong's third quarter, despite some of their frustrations in the offensive end. Crabbers able to get that little rush touchdown. And then able to get the big passes on that last set of downs.
See what Hampton can do now.
The Bruins come to the line. Kendall Hunt still at quarterback.
Like Storm is still there. It goes to Storm. Storm's had some success up the middle. Another good run by Storm. He stays on his feet. And good run by Storm as he's going to get pushed out of bounds at around the 30.
Good blocks downfield by the receivers who helped him out a great deal. Number 7, Marcus King with a nice block. King was a solid young man, and he had a nice lead block out there. for his running back. Storm, of course, moves very well.
Yeah,
you see him watch him go right, and then he's going to cut back left.
Oh, yeah, good move. Look at this.
Right there, missed tackle, and then off to the races.
Yeah, I like Storm. I like
Storm can win a lot of races.
Yeah.
Tackle out there.
What is
Marquise Jones?
That's going to be probably a false start on Bethel.
Another penalty, yeah.
Everybody moved but the ball. So
This one will go against the Bruins for procedure call. It's a false start.
So 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 15. 5 extra yards. The Bruins don't need to travel.
.37 seconds left in the third quarter. Another score by Hampton will start the running clock. Didn't think I would be saying that tonight.
No, not tonight.
Hunt back to pass. He has King open.
Oh, nice catch.
And he catches it, and he's going to score a touchdown for Bethel with a one-handed catch. Good play by King.
And again, an athlete, very athletic body, and that time an athletic catch by King.
That was a great play by King.
It surprised the Crabbers. So the Bruins score touchdown, 30-6 now. Before it may be an extra point, maybe a 2-point conversion. 28 seconds to go.
They're going to go for 2.
Good play, good throw by Hunt, good catch by King. You'll see it here.
Watch this play. A one-handed catch by King. Look at this. That's Odell
That is
Beckham-like.
a nice play, yeah. That may be the play of the game for the Bruins right there.
For sure.
That makes a big difference on your squad, even trailing it by what they did. Making that play is going to help the Bruins a lot.
Now, I think if it would have came earlier, the momentum might have shifted a little bit, but
well, they had the chance. The Crabbers only got 14 the first half. So Hunt's going to get his play in. Here he comes.
It's going to be a delayed game.
Yep. And Beverly not happy with that, though he was talking to the quarterback at the time. So the play extended by 5 yards. Didn't bother on the last play. Go back 5. Let's see if it bothers them here on the 2-point conversion. It is odd to see a football team with no kicking net on the sidelines on either side.
Yeah.
Is there?
Hunt back to pass. He's pass pressure. Coleman.
Yep.
Going to throw it in the end zone. It's going to be
picked off
in the end zone.
That's Gaskins, isn't it? Again. Gaskins been all over the ball on that end. And then
I think the basketball team needs to try to get him out there and get some rebounds for basketball season.
So the Bruins on the board with a touchdown, 30-6, which is remarkably similar to Kate Yanchulis' final pick of 28-7. So we'll talk about Kate trying to. She really needs to be more accurate. You know, of course, we still have a quarter to go here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. 28
seconds to go. Bruins feeling a little life. King with it, beautiful catch.
You think it's too early for an onside kick? Just stir things up a little. Maybe we'll see what the special teams unit on Bethel does.
That's interesting. That's a good idea, Wube. That may be trying to capitalize the momentum. Well, Crabbers ready to go. The Crabbers surrendered a passing touchdown last week, a long one. So that was one thing we heard from Mike Smith earlier tonight, that he was not happy with that, giving up those long passes.
So Ethan Larson, soccer player at Bethel, is going to do the kickoff. I think Hampton's kind of sensing the onside kick. They're all bunched up in the middle.
They are.
And that's what they're going to try.
A little squib kick, Bellamy. Bellamy getting a little pushing match with the guy that came in a little late. That's Bethel's number 3. Marquise Spencer making the most of his minutes on the field. course, if you can see the ball,
plus the whistle
gotta
wasn't
go
blown.
for it, yeah.
They didn't blow the whistle yet, so he's still playing.
Let's see if Cam Stevenson tries to keeps airing it out here. Maybe a good way to do it right now is try to come right back with a long throw. Kind of a dagger into this newfound enthusiasm of the Bruins. Long discussion on the sideline. Stevens going to run in. Gaskins going to stay out to the left.
26 seconds left in the quarter. 30-6, Hampton. Stevenson, shotgun. Goes to Highsmith. Highsmith goes far side. Good cut in. Oh, good hit by Bethel.
Yeah, great tackle out there.
That was Robinson on the tackle.
Yeah, Devontae Robinson.
6'1" senior. That might be the last play of the third quarter.
Well, he finds the man and he stayed put and waited for him to come around the block and made the tackle. Maybe a yard on the carry. And that's going to end the third quarter. 30-6 Hampton here at the end of the third quarter, an opening night of LSC Friday Night Football.
So, 1 quarter to go in this game. You see Mike Smith talking to his offensive line. Coach Danny Mitchell, of course, the defensive coordinator.
Does a great job every year for the last 30-some, 40-some. I guess 40, almost 40, 41, yeah. They're going to walk the ball off. We talk about the leadership in these schools, and we had the chairman of the school board up here, but Kevin Davis, Tiffany Hardy over there at Hampton as their principals. Mike Smith, the head coach, but he's got good backup with Mike Trebus, who's the athletic director. Of course, Lee Martin's over at Bethel, isn't he?
Lee Martin is the AD at Bethel.
Long-time athletic director, first at Kickoff, now at Bethel. And between Mike and Lee, we're very fortunate we have access to the coaches, and we want to thank them for that because it makes it very easy for us to get prepared for the game.
And the stories they give us, Frank, are just amazing.
I don't think I'll forget the night with Mike Smith that you and I had, where we just walked back from the field. He'd go about 5 yards and then turn and tell us a story.
And start another one. Go back to the one he just started. All right, start of the fourth quarter. Stevenson's back to pass. You called it, Frank. He's going to go back to pass. He has trouble. He's going to get pressured. He's going to get the ball off, and it's going to be complete by Gaskins. And he's going to take it all the way. Nobody's going to catch him. Toussaint's going to try to get there, but it's a touchdown by Hampton.
No, number 11, Sultan Williams got turned around a little bit, and that was enough for Johnny Gaskins, his first reception tonight. He's had a couple interceptions. That's his first reception.
And there was pressure on Stevenson from the backside.
Yeah, that was good pressure. He just couldn't get there in time. And Gaskins saw it coming all the way, went back, got the ball, and off he went.
It was a great play.
You see the chaser right there. That's number 10, Anton Pierce chasing.
Look at this play.
And then the defender falls down, and that's all you wrote, and you're not going to catch Johnny Gaskins in the open field.
Yeah, and then Toussaint had speed, but he was on the other side of the field, so he wasn't able to catch him.
Nope.
So great play by Stevenson to Gaskins.
So Bones 2 and Bones 1 with receptions tonight, big ones.
Yep.
Grabbers come in for what may be a 2-point conversion.
One thing I'll say about Mike Smith, he could have played conservative up, 28, was it 28-0?
Yeah.
But he threw
basically
the whole third quarter.
I think he wanted to pop that enthusiastic balloon that was floating over the Bethel Bruins after that catch.
Stevenson is going to throw it, and another wide open. That's going to be Groggins.
Flag on a play right in the middle. Looks like an area where there'd be holding. So Kareem Groggins gets his first catch, but it's going to be a penalty on the Crabbers. Let's go move it back. They'll replay the try. Well, 36-6. Crabbers, the 2-point conversion will be moved back. A substitution penalty. So it moves it back 5 yards. So the Crabbers again. Can't do the little toss over the line like they did that time. There's Kareem Groggins, another name we called a lot of the young man. He's only a junior. It's hard to believe it. He's been a big
basketball player too.
Yeah,
helped Coach Walter Brower in the bunch of the basketball season.
Yep.
is they're going to have to replace a lot of people too, just like the
Brogdon,
football
6'2",
team.
180. Well, he and Eric Brown, of course, now leading that squad, and what a job he's done with the guidance of
Another pitch, another fumble, shovel pass.
That little shovel pass.
Yeah, as Bethel was on it, so the conversion is no good.
Well, the penalty hurts.
Yeah.
That cost the Crabbers a 2-point conversion, 36-6 with 11:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Crowd still here.
They're going to stick around.
Kind of an LA crowd tonight. They came in late. Now, it is a Friday night, and of course, if you fans of LSC know it, sometimes we have some traffic issues here in the Hampton Roads area. I'm not going to say often, just maybe daily, but certainly on Friday night.
Yes.
So.
As long as they get here, whether it's early, late, or on time.
Benny Cavoda to kick off again for the Crabbers. He's going to have to get that leg iced.
Well, he hasn't kicked extra points.
He is something. We watched him kicking, practicing his
What do you have?
field
He had a
goal.
little contest going on with his teammates.
He did. I think he lost them.
Yeah, I think he
lost
did.
some of those bets.
He
said he into the wind that night.
He said he would be ready Friday night. So another kick. Looks like Toussaint's going to get it. He's been active on the special teams. Goes up the middle, but he stopped.
The Crabber defense collapses on him. Number 55 in on the tackle. Nadeem Bagley. So 1st and 10 for the Bruins from their 33.
So let's see if Bethel can get another drive
Spot
going
on
here.
32, it looks like, Wube.
You know, Bethel.
Toussaint comes off limping. He's sitting on the bench for the Bruins. He's limping a little bit.
Can't afford to lose him. They need
I don't know
him.
if it's a cramp or not. Trainer over talking to him. Well, Hunt's
in the quarterback in the shotgun. That's going to be a running play.
And
Good
number
play
30.
by Brewington.
Brewington Parker. So Brewington Parker moves to the tailback area and has a nice carry.
Another one of those young sophomores for the Bruins.
Well, Beverly's getting guys in and getting them the ball. Running behind Griffiths that time.
So it's going to be it was a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 for Bethel. Oh, they got 2 people in motion.
Yeah,
That's a legal procedure.
Storm and number 21, Jaquan Pencer, both in motion. That doesn't work. That 5 yards gets forfeited. 10:59 to go in the fourth, 36-6, and the Bruins moving backwards again. They've had one real good drive, capped by the nice touchdown catch by Marcus King.
Great play, one-handed catch by King on that touchdown. Then Gaskins comes back and gets his own special play for Hampton. So it's going to be 1st and 9 from the 30, the 2nd and 9 from the 33. They're going to fake it to Storm, give it to Brewington. Tyra.
Yep, Tower up to about the 37-yard line.
Parker, yeah.
But it makes it hard. 3rd down and about 6 for the Bruins. Toussaint on the sideline with his head coach.
He's in a position where he's saying, Coach, I'm ready to go back in.
You may want to give Brewington Parker a little more chance.
It's going to be 3rd and 7. Excuse me, 3rd and 6 from the 33 shotgun. Hunt back to pass. It's going to be incomplete.
Very
Broken
nearly
up.
picked off. Yeah, number 20 for the Crabbers. That's Battle, Daquan Battle. 5'8", 170, and he leaped right in the middle of that fray.
Bethel's going to definitely have to go for it here. They're going to punt. They're going to punt Frank here. There's Ethan Larson going to come in for the punt.
No go on that set of downs, and they've given up a couple of minutes.
But Stevenson's back to receive the punt. Hampton's kind of confused. They might have too many men on the field, but
yeah, I hope not, because they didn't
good
get anybody
punt.
off. Good punt.
Good punt by Ethan Larson. It goes all the way
And
back.
he gets the roll.
And Stevenson's going to pick it up at the 5. I don't know if that's a good move or not. He's going to break a tackle, though. Stevenson's still on his feet. Cuts in, good tackle. But he had some good moves to get it out.
Actually,
15
if
yards.
his teammates really could figure out which way he was going, one more block would have freed him. But good run back by Cam Stevenson. Oh, having a little, just having a little bit of extra leg there helps.
Yep. So, you see,
I don't know what we're seeing there.
Ron Baton.
Oh, there's Ron Baton. He's the moving figure on the left.
So back to action here. It's 36-6 Hampton. 9:40 left in the fourth quarter.
It's our friend down there from the Friday night high school football show. Does the radio, calls in on the radio. Young man that's down there with the hat tonight.
Matt Hatfield?
No. The one that calls in, I can't think of his name, and I apologize. But down there, got a full crew down there. Full crew down there. Kate Yanchules for the Daily Press.
Max back in Frank as Elijah Highsmith gets the carry. Tackled right away by Robinson.
Well, give Stevenson a break after that run back.
Yeah.
So Max gives him a break. That's good. Now Max goes over and gets his play. So maybe he'll get a series here. Sophomore. They sure do get the running in.
Yeah. He actually threw a pass earlier.
Well, this is where you learn that where Pietrkowski's got to learn just patience.
Yep.
Kind of see the field. Second and about 13. Pass game starting to pick up. Let's see if Max can contribute.
It's going to pass. It's going to be almost intercepted.
Dropped again. And Bellamy tonight's had a couple of close. He's had a couple of drops. That one high above his head, but right in his hands.
Right in his hands.
Max goes over and gets another play while Bellamy goes back to the huddle. Crabbers are out of timeouts. Up in the air, but he had he should have brought that one down. So third down now in about 13. Max Pietrkowski in. Tells his teammates what's he going to do. See, now you got Gaskins on the left, Bellamy on the right. One of them's going to just go.
What's going on here?
Time called by the Bruins.
Bethel. They didn't like that offensive set by
No,
Hampton.
and I think he knew he was going to get a pass, down one sideline to the other, and he didn't have the safeties where he wanted them. So Coach Beverly takes time out. 8:53 to go here in the fourth.
So timeout by Bethel. Is they going to regroup?
36-6. And we've been excited this fall to get these games on air. We're very glad to have you with us on LSC. Come on out, join us in the stadium, then you can watch yourself on TV broadcast, usually 2 or 3 days after the game.
So definitely
catch us on the
HD.
station. Now
you can see all the grades and the wrinkles when you
that's
watch
right,
it on
with
HD.
all these we got some high dollar cameras
there
over there.
it is.
Oh,
Look
you
at
don't want to see that.
No, you don't want to
Turn
see
that cam. Get that fuzzy one back. It's that gives us a little bit
Better
of cover.
look. Yeah.
Or just we'll get a couple of the other guys to sit here. We'll talk. Sit here.
We'll be around
get
the
that
corner.
handsome Bob Hintz back here next week for our halftime interview. And have Bob up here, and maybe we get Brent Musgrove with him. Be a real treat. That's a marvelous video for Bob in his Hall of Fame, his Hall of Fame video, and that was fantastic.
It was awesome.
Brent
all the videos were great.
Yep. Brent narrating the one for Bob.
So Stevenson back in. He puts Highsmith in motion. Low snap. He fakes the throw. He's going to run. Bethel was right there with a good spin move by Stevenson to try to get out of it.
I don't know what the play probably should have involved a pitch, but did not. I think Highsmith may have gotten a little too far downfield. So Crabbers at 4th and 12 need, I'm going to say they're going to punt.
What?
Yep.
The first time they've punted all night.
Is Martin going back to punt? Does he do the punting?
And we saw him in practice
center?
too, Frank. He can put his foot on it.
Put that big body behind it.
And King is he's deep back to receive the punt.
Martin, 242 pounds.
So I guess Coach Smith Said, hey, can anybody punt? He was probably the guy who raised his hand, and he can definitely deliver it.
Picks it
This
up.
King is going to – he decided not to pick it up. He had some room there, but just didn't want to do that. But it's going to be at the 45-yard line.
So not a great punt, but he got it almost out of the side of the field. It was first punt of the night from the center.
Great punt considering he's been playing center and defensive line all night.
So Bruins take over 7:56 to go in the fourth from their own or from the Crabber 44.
25-6 over the Warwick Raiders. Under 2 minutes remaining in the game.
So let's see what we can do here with Bethel. Hunt getting his offense together.
Yeah, it looks like Toussaint is out. He's over here on the bench talking to 2 trainers now.
They're checking out his. I think he had his knee badge. He had a bandage on it. Hope he's okay. And you see King go in motion. Fakes the King, goes back to Storm. They've run this play a few times, but
maybe with one time too many.
And Majet's sitting out on my watch.
Majet's been just a monster on defense tonight. Between he and Coleman, I think both sides have been protected.
Yeah.
So second down and about 13 for the Bruins.
Clock still running.
You know, Reese Toussaint's loss is a big loss for the certainly the speed of this team. The Storm quite quick. He's been hit a couple times tonight.
This time Pinzer goes in motion. They give it to him. A little speed on Pinzer gets on the outside, but Hampton's defense is just.
Well, that time Bellamy broke it up by literally driving his man into the backfield and opening up a lane for another tackler.
Yeah.
That's very unselfish defense where he just takes his man and pushes him back. Although he's not going to make the tackle, he's going to expose the runner, and his teammates can come right behind. So nice job by Bellamy. So third now and about 13. Maybe 12. They may have gotten a yard on that.
At the 46, Hunt in the shotgun. You know, without Toussaint, their deep threat, he's their speed guy. He's out right now. Pinzer back in motion. They faked it. Pinzer Hunt's back to pass. It's going to be picked off. He throws it right to the Hampton defender. That's going to be number 20. That's Battle, and Battle's tackled and loses his helmet.
And there's a couple of hits out here, a couple of flags. You got flags back here on a block on Robinson.
And Storm is down.
And you got a face mask, I think, on the tackle. Interception by Daquan Battle. So I think he got 2 personal fouls after the possession changed.
The Jet, I mean, that was Battle who
slightly
looked like he was the
yeah.
receiver. He threw it right to him. It was triple coverage. Not sure who he was trying to throw it to, but
a little too determined to go the first option and cost him big time. I think that again, I think the interception is going to stand.
Yeah.
Offsetting penalties. Maybe a hit to the head here. We haven't seen the replay yet, but
Battle's helmet came off, so.
Well, but that was the first foul is up here on the Crabbers, up at the 42-yard line. A block on Devontae Robinson, maybe from behind. See if you see number 2 right here.
Oh.
No, that's not. I don't think that's it. It's up here. Right there. Anyway, he got the trailer from behind, and then that was just ripped the helmet off. Who's that on the tackle there? So Bellamy's going to get the explanation here on the penalties. Let's get the officials.
Austin Smith on the tackle. The interception looks like it's going to stand.
Well, the interception will stand because both personal foul on the Crabbers, right, and then face mask on the defense. They're going to offset first down.
It was after the interception.
So what are they going to move the ball back to the original spot of the interception? Yeah, that's that blind side hitting the defenseless player. Trailing the play. They moved it back a long way, so Hampton loses 40 yards on the return. And Coach Smith going to question that, but he does get the ball. I'm going to figure it now. There's no way they walk it back from there. You would think at a minimum it stays where the interception was made. The ball is placed, it looks like, on the spot of the interception. First down, Crabbers from their own 44 now. So explanations handed out all around, offsetting penalties. And I'd say the game getting a little chippy, but the game's getting a little chippy.
I would say so.
A little frustration that time on the Bruins. In comes Max. Pietrkowski, the quarterback for the Crabbers. See, Max is the difference between he and Stevenson. Max is a little quick to the throw. It's just being a little immature in the position, but he's got a strong arm. Let's see if they give him time to kind of show it off. No, he's going to run it.
Well, Saunders gets him before he can get around that corner. Good tackle by Saunders on Bethel.
Pietrkowski getting a lot of plays tonight, which is a good thing. We saw King at quarterback for Bethel. So both coaches trying to get a breather for their quarterbacks that go both that play, especially for Stevenson, who plays both ways.
So it's going to loss of 3 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 13 at the 40. Get a good look at Max.
Well, you got man-to-man coverage over here on Gaskins, and all he's got to do is make one move, and he's going to be open. If they can give him time, no, they don't.
They're going to pitch it to Highsmith, but he's bottled up by the Bethel defensive line.
And
dangerous pitch.
Why the short side of the field?
Yeah, I know.
And you got Gaskins over here literally with signal flags trying to say I'm open. Gaskins is, he's the senior. Sultan Williams also a senior. But Gaskins got him by 4 inches in height, and I don't know about experience, but certainly Gaskins is a very experienced receiver. Maybe one you can just throw it over his head and let him go get it.
Just like that last touchdown.
Gaskins comes back out this time.
So 3rd and 15 from the 40.
Banks
Bethel brings a blitz. Max gets a pass, and it's going to be caught. And that's Bellamy.
Yeah.
Man, those receivers go up and get it when they get the ball up in the air.
Well, the ball's right there. He just went up and got it. It's the second time we've seen Bellamy go get it when the ball's thrown where it's supposed to be. So Max with a nice pass.
Max showing his passing skills. He's a good-looking prospect, only a sophomore.
Here he comes again. Now they're going to official timeout. They get the stick set. First down and 10 from the 29 of the Bruins. See now here Gaskins once again man-to-man down here on Williams. That's a good matchup. The slot receiver, is that Chapman or is that Banks?
Looks like it's Banks, number 6. And Gaskins near side. Haven't seen Chapman tonight. Surprise, a little surprise.
5 and 6, those numerals look a lot alike on those Crabber jerseys. So Max
is going to
run it.
Same play from the Stevenson play to lift him up.
All right. The young man comes in. You're going to have to learn to run that play that opens up the other plays.
Yeah. In high school, it was a penalty if you lift him up and throw him down. So that's why the whistle was blown a little early. And I guess it's hard to determine if the momentum is going up or down. But
well, once his momentum starts going up, I think the play is over.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm glad the whistle was blown early, so he didn't have the opportunity of slamming him, and Max might have gotten hurt.
A lot of Bruins on the line. You got 6 men on the line. Max up under center.
Goes to Highsmith. Highsmith still moving his legs.
Pick up a couple.
Yeah.
Surprised he doesn't throw it right here. Again, if you lull the defender to sleep out here with Gaskins, and throw something to that corner. And again, I think with Max throwing the ball, it's a little bit of a surprise.
It is. It is.
Here comes Rodriguez in, his receiver. Max brings into play.
As every Hampton quarterback does, runs to the sidelines and comes back. He
picks up more yards doing that than he does running the football.
You got Rodriguez in their I formation. Pitch to Rodriguez. Doesn't have anywhere to go. The Bethel defense had good coverage, yeah.
The Bruins read that. Now you're 4th down at about the 25. Excuse me, 30. No, 25. Nice coming upfield there again. That's the defender number 7 for the Bruins. Marcus King coming upfield and eliminating that outside corner, forcing the running back up inside. So timeout for the Bruins. They have one left. Hampton's used their timeouts. They used them early in this half. 36-6 here with 2:39 to go in the 4th on this September 22nd at Darling Stadium, Hampton, Virginia. You're watching us on LSC. Your home for high school sports 24 hours a day.
All sports all the time is the motto.
And many people approach me at the 7-Eleven down at Ms. D's 7-Eleven.
You're a star now.
So. Say they've heard me and heard you and I together and enjoy hearing our broadcast. We are really pleased to be able to bring you these ball games, folks.
I get that quite a bit too.
It's
around,
fun.
So it's definitely
a lot of fun. And the city of Hampton is great high school football fans.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Some of those great fans starting to move out of the stadium here with 2:39 to go. Max looking for the snap. He's going to throw a pass.
He has a receiver. It was Rodriguez he was looking at.
And he had him, and probably not a great pass. It came out of his hand a little wobbly and drifted away from Rodriguez. But Mike Smith's got to be pleased with what he's seen out of Pietrkowski tonight.
I like Max. I like him. Again, he's a sophomore. So,
right.
I mean,
And with Stevenson doing all the running he did in that first half, it's great to have somebody come in and carry the Crabbers. He moved them downfield, just couldn't get a score.
And see, Reese Toussaint on crutches is not a good sign.
No, that's a very bad sign for the Bruins.
Oh, man, that's not good to see. Hope it's just a little.
He's tweaked that a little bit earlier this season.
Hopefully it's just a little bruise or something that he's just putting ice on, but.
Well, I'm starting to see a couple players over here with the Bruins that have gotten dinged up tonight and are done for the evening.
So 2:34 left, 36-6 Hampton. It's Hunt still at quarterback in the shotgun. Goes to that's Bruinson.
Too much time.
Bruinson Parker on the carry.
Something on the Crabbers. Substitution infraction. You know, that reminds me a little bit of the game. It was 10, 12 years ago, Phoebus and Churchland in the playoffs, and Phoebus at its peak at the time, and by the end of that game, his first round of the playoffs, and poor Churchland, they must have had 7 guys on crutches shaking hands coming across the field because they only had 2 ambulances and both had gone. And we're playing the credits, and here come the Churchland guys coming across the field on crutches. They had more crutches than yards, I think, that night.
As Bruinson Parker again on the carry.
Well, necessity breeds, in this case, a stronger running game maybe next week, where you can use Bruinson Parker in that position. Because I'm not so sure looking at Toussaint whether we're going to see him next week or not.
Yeah, they have a game against Gloucester, I believe.
And that's going to be tough. The Gloucester team coming on strong, got a win against Kickoff tonight. They're in action tonight, I think.
They're playing Denby at home.
Tough place to go over there and play in Gloucester.
It is a tough place.
See how the Denby Patriots do.
So Hunt and shotgun, 2nd and 5 from the 31. Hunt back to pass. He's looking for King. It's going to be intercepted. Another interception. That's Janine
That's King
Bethea.
back there, but even King couldn't stop that. I mean, that time, Hampton's number 84, Bethea, had that thing all the way. In fact, it looked like it was a pass to him.
Yeah, it was. It looked like it for sure.
So an interception ends that drive for the Bruins. 1:38 to go in the 4th. 36-6 is our score. The Hampton Crabbers on top. They're going to move to 4-0. Bruins fall to 2-3. You notice the Crabbers did not play that first weekend. They tend to play their game out of district the last Friday night of the year, and that's a bye week for most teams. But Mike Smith prefers to play it all the way into the playoffs. So the Crabbers come out.
Yeah,
This time, this is Caleb Diaz. Is that Diaz in the back?
Oh, is it number?
It is Caleb Diaz, number 30. 5'10", 192 junior, taking a direct snap. As Mike Smith mixes it up.
As he always does.
Yep. So it looks like Gaskin's getting a play over there for the squad.
So gain of 3 on the play as the time's going to run out here in this ball game.
They're going to get one more snap at least. Diaz going to take that.
Diaz, it looks like it's Banks back there as he fakes to Banks and keeps. Diaz has some speed and some power, runs over.
Diaz listed as a fullback and a linebacker as a junior, 192-pounder. He picks up a few yards. He can maybe get one more play in here.
He's got a first down, so he's going to have to stop the clock.
So well, Bethel just couldn't get anything going tonight. They had only the one drive, and it took a miraculous catch to do that. Player of the game tonight, Wu Bei for each team. I'm going to say for Bruins, probably King with a catch.
King or Storm. Storm had some momentum going in on a couple drives, but you're right, King with that great catch.
And for the Crabbers, I got to say Cam Stevenson tonight.
He was all over the field.
He was, and especially in the first half. They went out to that 14-0 lead. It was all Cam Stevenson. He had the first 2 touchdowns, the third on a pass. So I think our player of the game tonight, Marcus King for the Bruins and Cam Stevenson for the Crabbers. Congratulations to those folks. Congratulations to the Crabbers. They're going to end the game here without getting another snap off, and that does it. So probably disappointing for Coach Beverly tonight. I think he thought he could put up a better fight against these Crabbers. Mike Smith's not going to be pleased, but he's got to be pleased with the offensive scoring output. The 36 points, a good number for him.
Yeah, I think he'll be pleased with the balance. Great running game in the first half, and then you saw how they opened it up with Stevenson in the passing game with Bellamy and Gaskins. Yeah, great games for them.
Well, I want to thank our crew again tonight for bringing us the great photographs and videos you see out there. We're always glad to work with these folks, these talented folks at LSC. The teams shake their hands. Well, what are we next up next Friday night, right?
It's going to be Kickoff and Hampton.
Kickoff and Hampton. That's going to be an interesting game. Kickoff starts strong, has faded a little bit lately. Hampton continues to roll 4-0. So join us next Friday night right here at the stadium, Darling Stadium. You can't miss the stadium. If you just wait till the sun goes down, you'll see the lights. Come on down to Victoria Boulevard and Kickoff Road. Come to this historic location. Good parking available and good football next Friday night. Fans saw a good game tonight. Crabbers win it 36-6 on behalf of our entire crew. And this is Frank Edgar for Wu Bei Gabre saying goodnight from Hampton. Final score to Hampton High School Crabbers 36 to Bethel High School Bruins 6. See you next Friday night right here at Darling Stadium. Good night.
All right.